రామచంద్రరాజు గారు నమస్కారం. బాగున్నారా? నమస్కారం అండి.
Saroji, good morning. Dr. Giri, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Gopalji. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Headphone పెట్టుకోలేదు, headset పెట్టుకోలేదండి.
Namaskar, sir.
Oh, namaste. Namaste. Welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, Guruji.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Chena.
Sir, we should thank you first, you sir, for grouping all of us in one platform. Sir, we should thank Ayappan sir, for grouping all of us in one platform.
ఇటువంటి సైడ్ రోడ్లోకి వెళ్ళిపోవాలేమో.
అలా అయితే కొంచెం డిస్టెన్స్
చూద్దాం నెక్స్ట్ ఎక్కడ రోడ్ వస్తాయి.
నమస్కారం.
ఫోన్ మ్యూట్ చేయాలేమో.
जेना साहब नमस्कार. रामचंद्र गारू नमस्कार. जेना सर नमस्कार.
Good morning. Good morning. My video was not working, I think.
It's what good.
Good morning, Dr. Jena.
Namaste, sir. Namaste, sir.
Namaskar. Thank you very much.
No, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. You could come.
Thank you. No,
Dr. Giri, we must thank Dr. Giri that he could convince you.
No. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks to all of you. Thanks.
सर नमस्कार सर नमस्कार
माली बाबू
नमस्कार आज्ञा
नमस्ते नमस्ते
ଆଜ୍ଞା ନମସ୍କାର, ଭଲ ଅଛନ୍ତି?
ସାର୍ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଦୟା ଆଶୀର୍ବାଦରୁ ବଞ୍ଚିଛି ସାର୍।
ଡାଇରେକ୍ଟର ସାହେବଙ୍କର ଫଟୋ ଉଠାନ୍ତୁ। ଅଣ୍ଟାରେ ପବନ ତ ନାହିଁ ଆଜି, ପବନ ପଶିନି ଆଜି।
ପବନ ପଶିନି ସାର୍, ସେ ତ ପୁରା ରହି
ବଢିଆ ବଢିଆ।
that's a chronic problem sir।
ଆଚ୍ଛା ବଢିଆ।
ବହୁତ ଦିନ ପରେ ସାର୍ ଦେଖିଲି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ, ଧନ୍ୟ ହେଇଗଲି ସାର୍।
ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ ସାର୍, ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ। Jena, I was telling today we can speak in Oriya, Telugu or English, any three languages. So any of the three surely Dr. Gopalakrishnan also will understand Oriya, so no problem.
Mostly people will be there from Andhra, sir. You can speak every language, but we cannot, sir.
No. Today medium can be any of the three.
Ramachandra Garu, namaste, welcome. I think Nagireddy Garu also have joined.
Sir, good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Nagireddy.
Sir, very good morning to all, sir.
Nagireddy garu, namaskar. Balundara.
Sir, how are you, sir? How are your health, sir?
No, thank you very much. How are you, Nagireddy garu?
Sir, we missed you from long time.
No, ఇప్పుడు వచ్చేసాం కదా.
Sir, please come to our AP once, sir. As a family member, we are inviting you as a family member.
If you give more price to fish, will
అందరూ కనపడుతున్నారు.
Sir, giving more price to fish is not in the hands of state government, sir.
No, you are the chairman of the prize commission. If you give more price, we'll all come.
We announced minimum support price to fish and fish, not prawn also, sir. But implementation is not easy, sir.
మీరే ఇప్పుడు అంత ప్రైస్ ఎంత మీరే పెట్టాలా?
Definitely, AP is implementing it in a better way, sir, compared to other states.
Correct.
Even in last year, we procured 18,900 agriculture produce, sir. It is the record procurement. We procured banana, we procured sweet orange.
Nagireddy Garu, namaskar.
Namaste, sir. Namaste, sir. How are you, sir?
Fine.
Sir. After a long time, we are meeting you, sir. I love you, sir.
Yes.
Now, my feeling is we are in my house.
Yes.
Dr. Giri, because of Dr. Giri, we became a family member. Again, because of Dr. Giri, we are meeting in the webinar, sir.
Absolutely.
Nagireddy garu, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Sir, director, can we start, sir? Already 10 o'clock.
Yeah, please. You can start.
Shivraman, please, can we start with ICR song? Dr. Shivraman.
जय जय कृषि परिषद भारत की, सुखद प्रतीक हरित भारत की। कृषि धन पशुधन मानव जीवन, दुग्ध मत्स्य फल यंत्र सुवर्धन। वैज्ञानिक विधि नव तकनीके, पारिस्थितिकी का संरक्षण। शस्य श्यामला छवि भारत की, जय जय कृषि परिषद भारत की। हिम प्रदेश से सागर तट तक, मरुधरती से पूर्वोत्तर तक। हर पथ पर है मित्र कृषक की, शिक्षा शोध प्रसार सकल तक। आशा स्वावलंबित भारत की, जय जय कृषि परिषद भारत की। जय जय कृषि परिषद भारत की।
No, Director साहब को sir, you start with the welcome address, sir.
Most respected Dr. Ayyappan sir, the former secretary there and DG ICAR, and present Honorable Chancellor CAU Imphal Manipur, and Chairman Karnataka Science and Technology Academy sir. सर आपको इस वेबिनार में सिफा परिवार के तरफ से स्वागतम। गुड मॉर्निंग एवरीवन, नमस्कारम। Today is Dhanu Sankranti, an auspicious day in Odisha and for SIFA family, that we are having our most beloved person, Ayyappan sir, and listening him after a long time. On behalf of SIFA Parivar and my own behalf, I heartily welcome you, sir, for this important program where you are addressing your inaugural address. I welcome our respected DDG sir, Dr. J.K. Jena, who is our guiding force and today is with us. I also welcome Dr. A. Gopal Krishnan, Director ICAR-CIFA, for joining us for the event, and we are very happy to receive him today. I welcome the distinguished panelists who are the main speaker of the event, Mr. Nagireddy Garu, Vice Chairman, Andhra Pradesh State Agriculture Mission, Mr. Ramchandra Raju Garu, President, Society for Indian Fisheries and Aquaculture, and Professor Haribabu, College of Fisheries, Muttukadu. These three known personality everybody knows in India, and we are very fortunate to listen from all of them. Everyone knows the COVID-19 has impacted our lives a lot. It has given us a new normal. Almost all the sectors, including the aquaculture, face the challenges of the extended lockdown. Things are getting transformed, but it is very much important to listen to the experts and get their advice for the problems faced by the farmers. With this idea in our mind, our regional research center in Vijayawada has planned for this webinar, for which I am really thankful to Dr. B.S. Girigaru, who have made entire plan for this important webinar. Following the footsteps of eminent personalities like our respected Ayyappan sir, ICAR-CIFA keeps innovating to solve farmers' problems. Improved Rohu Jayanti, genetically improved Katla, Scampi, species diversification with minor carps, a colorful shining barb released by SAR only, multiple and off-season breeding of major carps, FRP portable carp hatchery, SIFA brood, a carp diet, broodstock diet, designer freshwater pulp production, SIFAX are some of it. Due to the COVID-19, our farmers are not able to attend our training programs. So we are conducting virtual training programs on a regular for their benefit. And we have also a WhatsApp number, exclusive WhatsApp number, where all the farmers are connecting us. In today's event, apart from the dignitaries, a galaxy of audience has joined with us virtually from different parts of the country and abroad. I welcome every one of you to this event. Thank you. Jai Jawan, Jai Kishan, Jai Vigyan, Jai Anusandhan. Jai Hind. Namaskar. Dr. Girigar, please. Mic mute कीजिए. Mic.
You need to unmute, Dr. Giri.
So, thank you, sir. I am asked to introduce Dr. Ayyappan, sir, before he starts his inaugural.
No, please, no,
but
please.
Who needs inauguration, his introduction of only, sir? Everyone here we are. We just we are following, and you are being an inspiration for us. Actually, sir, during COVID, actually aquaculture has received lot of difficulties and losses in Andhra Pradesh. These things are also we were discussing and brought to the notice of ICAR, the PDG from time to time. Now, during unlock period, although the recovery is fast, but not up to that mark, still marketing difficulties are there. So we thought that in this light, we thought that we can arrange a webinar, and who can be better the person than Ayyappan, sir, because really, sir, anyone who comes across with you, you become an ideal immediately.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Giri. Yes, thank you very much. We can start. Thank you very much for the kind words. Yes, good morning and greetings to everybody. So Dr. Giri, thank you.
Ayyappan, sir, to start his inaugural address.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good morning and greetings to everyone. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes,
thank
sir.
you very much, esteemed colleagues. Dr. J.K. Jaina, Deputy Director General, Fisheries Science, Indian Council of Agricultural Research, Dr. A. Gopal Krishnan, Director of the Central Marine Fisheries Research Institute, Kochi, Dr. Saroj Kumar Swai, Director of the Central Institute of Freshwater Aquaculture, Bhubaneswar, Shri M.V.S. Nagireddy Garu, Honorable Vice Chairman of the Andhra Pradesh Agriculture Prize Commission, Shri V. Ramachandra Raju Garu, President of the Society for Indian Fisheries and Aquaculture, Professor P. Haribabu, Associate Dean of the College of Fisheries at Muttukuru, Dr. B. Sheshagiri, Scientist in Charge of the Regional Research Center of CIFA at Vijayawada, and Dr. P. V. Rangacharyalu, Dr. Ramesh Rathod, and Dr. Ajit Keshav Chaudhary, the co-conveners, and మా ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ నుంచి చేపల పెంపకం రైతు బాంధవులు మీరందరూ వచ్చారు. మీరు అవర్ esteemed audience who are here, colleagues, friends, to all of you, a very good morning and greetings. At the outset, I'd like to thank our colleagues at the CIFA, Bhubaneswar and Vijayawada for this opportunity. It is our affection, that you insisted, Dr. Swai, Director of CIFA, and Dr. B.S. Giri, our colleague at Vijayawada. Actually, you are all in the field. I am not so much. No stalwarts are here, and Nagireddy Garu, Ramachandra Raju Garu, Mirandu. When you are all here, it becomes redundant for me to speak. But Dr. Giri insisted so much, and then it's like coming back home, and I could not say no. Dr. Jaina, Dr. Swai, Dr. Giri, to all of you, a big thanks. And the icing on the cake is Dr. Gopal Krishnan also joining us from Cochin. To all of you, thank you very much. Thank you so much. And this year, has been like this. You would recall 20 years back in CIFA Bhubaneswar, we prepared the Vision 2020 document, and you were all part of it. And then we prepared everything except COVID. We did not know a thing like COVID will come. So we did not factor in COVID, but except that thanks to each of the colleagues at the institute at that time, that you had brought in, because I just, just looking through that, you had brought in every single element from seed to market in that document. So that speaks of the visionary approach of the institute at Bhubaneswar. As Dr. Swine said, CIFA has been in the lead for anything to do with freshwater aquaculture, compliments on that. And to Dr. Giri, the Regional Research Center at Vijayawada has been at the center of Blue Revolution in Andhra Pradesh and further in the whole country. And ably, guided by Dr. Sri Raya Nagireddy Garu, Ramchandra Raju Garu, and all that. Now, before going further, I would like to compliment each one of you for your leadership that you are providing, whether in New Delhi or in Cochin or in Bhubaneswar or in Vijayawada or in Guntur or in Bhimavaram or in Muttkuru. I mean, these are the people we have. To each one of you, the kind of leadership you are providing in 2020 amidst all the issues, problems, my big salutations and compliments to you. And since COVID has become a global pandemic, I thought I would share a few slides, and it's a concern for the whole country, for the whole humanity. So that is where we thought we should discuss a few aspects. And since several panelists are here, I would not go into much of details. But at this time, thanking you for the opportunity. I thought Fish to Home would be because you remember Fish to 2020 was a classical document in 99, 2000 and so on. And today everyone is speaking of fresh food home. And since it's a global pandemic, we all should be concerned about the Sustainable Development Goals, at least 7 of which relate to agriculture. And we're all a part of agriculture in different ways. So at least 7 of those goals in another 10 years, not much time, just 10 years, we have to be accomplishing all this. So since it's a global issue, the COVID pandemic, since 1920, we had never had such a situation anytime. So Irish flu was at that time. So now we are talking of this pandemic. So I thought we also take note of the global situation. Nearly 8 billion population, 9 billion maybe in another 10 to 15 years. And the total food production is something like 3 billion tons. And we are also worried about the food losses. 1/3 of it is going away in different ways. When it comes to the Asian perspective, we should be proud that we produce nearly 50% of the global food in different forms. All that food that we are talking of, it could be food grains to fish. So the problem is climate change, and I'm sure all of us are seized of this issue. And malnutrition, the aging population, these are all things that we have been discussing. And the Asian population, 60%, whatever happens, we are a very important continent to be deciding on the future. And this is again contribution, as I said, is 50% of the global basket. Now, the recent status of food security and the nutrition levels of the report from the FAO, now it's of the nearly 8 billion, 7.9 billion, 2 billion from some sort of food insecurity. And even without COVID, we had such critical situations when it comes to food and nutrition security. This is where we are talking of healthy diets. And again, they're becoming unaffordable. Fish is fortunately an opportunity in this case. And the global south also, 60%. Southern Asia, whenever we talk of malnutrition, unfortunately, Sub-Saharan Africa and Southern Asia. The recent ranking also, you would see, India is 94th when it comes to food security out of 107 countries, and quite a critical score of a hunger score of 27.2, worrisome. And this is where whatever we keep doing, we need to be, particularly in freshwater aquaculture, we need to worry about water requirement. Fortunately, we have proved time and again that we do not really consume water like other crops. For example, the slide shows, like 1 kg, I'm talking 1 kg of beef could be that many liters of water. 1 kg of paddy could be 1600 liters of water. So in case of fish, earlier estimates, whatever it is, evaporation, all that, seepage, we said nothing more than 300 liters per kg of water. So could we bring in little more data into it so that it's convincing as a protein at no cost? Water to protein ratio is absolutely highest efficiency in freshwater aquaculture. Now this again is not required, but then to put it in context, just 4% of global water, 17% of the human population. Livestock is increasing. It's another point in the recent past, and the livestock is increasing. And then I'm sure people like Nagin would be worried about this. Even today, 50% people employed in this seeking proper price for the commodities. Now, I thought it's time. We should remember all these people when we talk of footprints. It's footprints and footprints. Definitely Norman Borlaug, Professor Swaminathan, Dr. Kurian, when we talk of food grains and milk. At the same time, when we talk of fish, particularly freshwater aquaculture, I always feel that Professor Chowdhury, Professor Ali Kuni, and others need to be remembered. And it is in this context, the FSSAI's recent canvassing on eat right. Whatever we are eating, let's eat right. So in that context, again, fish again fits in so well. Now, not to look into any of these statistics, but the point is, we always talk of something like 294 million tons of food grains. But what I would like to mention is, as we go along, we produce food worth more than US. We are more than $400 billion, while US produce, there is about 30 lakh crore worth food in this country as compared to US $300 billion. At the same time, what is important is horticulture, milk, meat, fish, egg, and so on. So I keep on repeating this. Every time the press reports 294 million tons of food grains only. But fruits, vegetables, milk, meat, fish, egg, and as I said, if we put all this, it's 800 million tons of food. So it's not a small thing. So we are all fortunately associated with this sector of food production, 800 million tons of food for 1.3 billion population, 130. Now it's about 130. In the next 5 to 8 years, we could be 140 crores of people. So this is where we are concerned about the climate change and migration, particularly what happened in COVID. And this is where we are talking about transformational changes and new technologies, including artificial intelligence. Doubling farmers' income has become almost a daily, a point of daily discussion. Now, this is where we are talking of integration with all the farming systems that are available, and as much diversification, as much clustering, and enhancing efficiencies is what is very important. At the same time, very safe food. People are just not worried about quantum of food, but the safe food, including the residues. That's what is concerning. So very quickly, people want more from less of resources. Protein is becoming a center of discussion. Secondary value addition is another thing. And employment, environment are becoming equal ingredients in our food production. Otherwise, people would not take to food production in different ways. I need not talk about the fish statistics. There are people who would be talking about it, but something like 14 million tons today, and then export also so high, 8% of the global production. And we all talk about how much could be the our GDP contribution is increasing from fish side. That's a happy thing. Now, what is worrisome is, have we assessed the consumption patterns properly? Now, recent surveys, I would not call it as non-veg because it is called as veg and non-veg, but I would prefer a word mixed diet. Now, mixed diet, surveys have been done, say from Haryana to Kerala. For example, in Haryana, it's 25% of the population which take to mixed diet. It's not non-veg, it is mixed diet. That means some meat, some egg, some fish could be there. 25% in Haryana, 99% in Kerala. Now, so average is 70%. So 70% of the Indian population takes to some kind of a mixed diet. So in that context, I'm sure we all would be worried, what is the fish estimate? Now, do we assume 12 kilograms of the per capita? Now, if we take the present fish production, assume 10% exports, 15% post-harvest loss. So if we take 80% as food and assuming 60% of the 1360 million population fish consumers, now just a quick calculation, it works out to 10 kilograms. Now it doesn't even come to 12 kilograms as we were talking of. Now it is in this context of Eat Right campaign that can we enhance the fish consumption. So for that, a good benchmark that we should have. So is it possible that we commission some pilot studies? We have had, if we go to the NSSO also, we have some data about, but then they're all market arrivals. So we do not really know how much is the actual fish consumption. We are assuming 12 kilograms, but it could be much lower. And fortunately, fish consuming population is increasing. So in order to enhance domestic consumption, some of these may be required. Now in COVID-19, a few aspects that we saw was varied impacts in aquaculture. Somewhere it was, in fact, it enthused people to produce more on farm. At the same time, when it came to shrimp, they were all sitting in the ponds only, not able to export. And then the migration, youth, labor and markets came into fore. And people really understood the importance of domestic markets. Every time we are talking of exports, I'm sure our colleagues would bear me out that domestic markets have become, because it's such a huge market, 130 crore people. So that was appreciated. Then more of automation and innovative financing also came into fore. Farmer to consumer direct transaction has been reinforced, and FPOs and startups also were talked of. A lot of helplines, apps were also produced, and live fish became a point of discussion, whether we can reach live fish to the houses. Now it is in this context we are again talking of across the commodities boosting domestic consumption. But the problem is, did we create a stable domestic market for high value produce? Now, because people have been asking questions, because the fish stalls that we have in many places, not a reliable regular supply. Each way it is varying, each day it is varying. People have been saying that you put boards outside that today 500 kg of fish would come, and you should stick to it. And unfortunately, we are not able to do those things. And taste for diversified products, and then GI branding, hygiene, all these things. Now that's where I talked of the Swiggy models. Is it possible to reach a fish home as early as possible in spite of the perishable nature with customized cold chains? This is what is a concern in fish. Then live fish supply in metros has picked up, and then as I said, at doorsteps. Now briefly, when we are trying to diversify, we are also looking at aquatic genetic resource utilization. Fin fish, when it comes to fin fish, the percentage, I'm sure people like Dr. Jena and Dr. Gopalakrishnan, they're specialists in genetic resources, but it's quoted as about 1%. In India, it's about only still 0.5%, and we can easily double it. We can not doubling it, we can increase it by 4-fold. That's what is the estimate when it comes to utilization of aquatic genetic resources. But the point is, we should also worry about market acceptability. For example, milk fish has been a concern in some places with regard to acceptability, not only growth and fecundity, brood stock, but also the acceptability to the feed system, the fed system. That's again one more thing. And organoleptic profile, some of our colleagues have documented this. Could it be a little more? And then in captive condition, the kind of diseases that we have been coming across. And finally, how compatible these are with the new aquaculture systems, whether it's RAs, biofloc, and so on. Now, very quickly, the issues and opportunities, particularly freshwater aquaculture, water demands, and people have talked of blue water, green water, gray water, because the domestic, reusable water has been discussed. And this is where we are trying of requesting for customized species and practices with quality assurance. And then we cannot forget the carbon footprints and emissions. And of course, species, seed and feed has been discussed several times. Biosecurity and disasters insurance. Now, insurance also, very innovative insurance models are coming up in crops and animal husbandry. Can we talk about it? Then again, programs for domestic supply chains. So this Atmanirbhar Bharat PMM, the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, could there be opportunities? And only 3 weeks back, the Ministry of Food Processing Industries, Government of India announced the one district, one product profile. So in case of fish, since we are talking in Andhra Pradesh, we have West Godavari, we have fish declared. In Orissa also, in Baleshwar and Bhadrak districts, fish has been declared as a commodity. It could be many more districts, but this is what, these are the few districts that the ministry has listed for fish and fish related schemes. So when we talk of homegrown food, There is nothing like freshwater aquaculture. That is the best food production system. Fortunately, the state fish that have been declared, only thing is, can we revisit whether they are really owning up, whether they are really, put in schemes, whether they have put in schemes, strong schemes, robust schemes. Can we re-emphasize the importance of state fish for propagation? And the next is the several important technologies we have been discussing in Bangalore also last week. We had the global tech fora, agri-tech fora. Now, where several of these already being applied in horticulture particularly. Now, can some of these come into aquaculture? Some of them already are there. So can we reinforce new technologies and cross learning? And we can't be doing everything, but then there are opportunities for cross learning, bringing in bigger, more stakeholders and partners. This is where we can think of. We have been discussing agri incubators, and then also the startups in different ways, and huge opportunities in aquaculture also. I can, you are very familiar with this. Hydroponics could be one, aquatourism in different ways. This is food plus are the opportunities. Any number of innovators that we can be listing, but these are a few pictures where people have been talking of, whether it's in Cochin in terrace farming or in Assam, there's such kind of diversification, and in Bangalore itself, hydroponics or recirculatory aquaculture system. So these are all coming up. Only thing is they need to be institutionalized in a greater way, and allow and bring in more stakeholders, particularly the youth, in different ways. Finally, friends, a few points we have been discussing. I'm not talking of high value or low value. Of course, definitely high value, immediately shrimp comes into our minds. But at any given point of time, freshwater aquaculture has been contributing over 50% to the fish basket. Even today, we take out, I'm sure our colleague Dr. Gopashan would agree, 4 million tons of marine fish, then coastal aquaculture, then capture fishery, inland, all that. But still, freshwater aquaculture has to be contributing over 50%. So you would appreciate that basket is so huge for freshwater aquaculture. And same as in small and marginal farmers in agriculture, we are also fragmented, except in places like Andhra Pradesh. In all the other places, it's fragmented production. Then that's where models that we are looking for is aggregation with customized cold chains. Then there are alternatives. How do we go about in a value chain mode, or it could be aggregation in one place platform, and then a breed of aquapreneurs. And fortunately, in this area, aquaculture has gone much faster than other food production systems. People are entrepreneurs already, so they would like to be named as agripreneurs, aquapreneurs, and so on. Now, this is where we require a little more help with regard to shelf life. Otherwise, we are repeatedly coming across these issues of preservatives like formaldehyde. So, can we get to some innovations in with regard to shelf life enhancement when we have customized cold chains? And finally, there is nothing, no social capital, in agriculture. We're trying the entire agriculture, in aquaculture, particularly freshwater aquaculture. It's the most marginal people are also involved. In Eastern India to Southern India and so on. So a huge social capital and equity are possible with freshwater aquaculture. Last slide, we have been talking of different projections, 13.8 million tons now, maybe 22 million tons in the next 5 years. And then is it possible to go to 25 in the next 10 years? And then in that breakup, just an guesstimate. So every time we see, definitely, of course, these figures could be debatable, but roughly, freshwater aquaculture will be the mainstay when it comes to fish consumption in this country. I'm not talking about the value, export potentials, and all that, but to serve the community, the countrymen, freshwater aquaculture has to be the mainstay of fisheries and aquaculture. With these words, I would like to thank you for your kind attention, and once again, grateful for this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your wide covering of the areas. And as you said, really, sir, now mixed diet and also strengthening domestic markets. Strengthening domestic markets, this COVID has taught us a lesson that rural markets for fish must be there. Although fish is reaching the urban markets like Calcutta, Gazipur and all, but fish even today is not reaching the rural market, sir. So after COVID, that this rural market areas have been very much increased in Andhra Pradesh. So really, you touch. So now I know, sir, you are every time you will be ahead of the time, because you told us about azolla and spirulina 20 years back. Now people talk about azolla and spirulina. Like that, even now also in advance they talk about the development of the rural market, sir. With these words, we thank you, sir. Now, sir, I request Nagireddy Garu is having a meeting with the CM at 11 o'clock. So we request him to deliver before. And Nagireddy Garu is immediately after completing his post-graduation from Allahabad University, has taken agriculture as a full-time vocation. And he has been inspiration to many people in that area who has taken up agriculture and aquaculture as a full-time occupation. Now, recently he has been nominated as Vice Chairman for Andhra Pradesh State Agriculture Mission with the cabinet rank. And his work, and in this level also his work, there is no change. Is that his same intensity he works. I request Nagireddy, since he's having meeting with CM at 11 o'clock, I request Nagireddy.
Sir, are you hearing me, sir?
Yes, we are audible, sir. You are audible.
Sir. So, first of all, I would like to say thanks to all of you, sir. Respected Dr. Saroj Kumar Swain, Director ICAR, and respected Honorable Chairman, Chancellor, Central Agriculture University, and our beloved family member of Indian farmers, Dr. Ayyappanji. Before becoming a Director General, Sir is a aqua scientist. After becoming a Director General, Sir became the family member to entire Indian agriculture farmers family member. So every time we remembering her sincerity, simplicity, every day morning, my brain looks that touches that point only. And respected Dr. Gopal Krishnanji, Director ICAR CIFA, and respected my close friend and colleague farmer Ramchandra Raj Garu, and respected Professor Haribabu Garu, and one of my close friends and now DDG Fisheries, Janaji. Good morning to all. Before going to my topic, I want to say a few words regarding the scientist and farmers relation. So with that scientist and farmers relation, every time we are talking on that point. From the starting point also, we are talking on that point. With the relation with friendship with Dr. Ayyappan, Dr. Giriji, we became a family members of Dr. Ayyappan. By that, we met. So Dr. Manglarai, even Honorable at that time, then Agriculture Minister, so Sharad Pawarji. With the relation, scientist and farmers friendly relation, we achieved the target of NFDP, that to sanction in Andhra Pradesh. So to that higher level extension with that relation, I became an ICAR board member from 2011 to 14. Now with that sincerity and working, I became a Vice Chairman of AP State Agriculture Mission. So our Chairman, Honorable, our CM is the Chairman of the AP State Agriculture Mission, and all related agricultural departments, 6 ministries and 6 departments, and all commissioners, including farmers members, including scientists, and including the media people are the members in that agriculture mission. Our Honorable CM is also concentrating on every day he is concentrating on farmers and marketing mainly. So now I am coming to the present topic, sir. So mainly present topic is impact of COVID-19 on agriculture and aquaculture in Andhra Pradesh. So we unexpectedly faced a long distance problem. Not only AP, not only India, worldwide we faced the problem. So lockdown enforced in the last week of March. So people thought that it is a financial emergency. So with a sudden enforcement, so in our country people doesn't have a habit to keep some money on their accounts or for crisis management, or and even lower middle class people doesn't have a surplus of money. So suddenly unexpected change, people became nervous and started spending 10 rupees as equal to 100 rupees. So mainly in the total month of April, so we faced so much of problem. So every produce, demand and supply is the major issue. So mainly transport problem. So mainly closure of markets. Entire Indian markets, even big markets, even Ajarpur market or even small markets in a C category towns, entire markets were closed. So we became panic. But at that time, so we started thinking on such a critical situation. So mainly concentrating on agriculture. We can say two parts in agriculture produce. One is the perishable goods, one is the non-perishable goods. March 2nd, third week, last week is the severe market arrivals period for Rabi crops. And not only for Rabi crops, even banana, even sweet orange, even mango, even tomato, all are the peak producing time. So at the peak production time, we faced the severe problem. But particularly for non-perishable goods, we have not faced such a problem, sir, because of the procurement of the government with the support of central government or state governments. Procurement is there for agriculture, food grains, everything. So the little bit in the month of April, there is a survey was released by NABARD. So in that survey also clearly shown that so non-perishable goods, the price of prices is only minus 2.7%, and the production is also minus 2.7%. But whereas in perishable goods, that loss was the major severe loss in perishable goods, particularly flower growers, not only in Andhra Pradesh, not only in India. Worldwide, flower growers lost entire every investment, every rupee, sir, because of the close down of human relations, human movement, close down of all temples. So ban on functions. So entire their crop they lost, entire every rupee which they invested they lost. This is the, but it was not clearly addressed in the government sector, sir. So even though maybe they are small and marginal farmers, no flower growers are the big farmers. So they lost everything, they lost, sir. Next, coming to the fruits production. So in Andhra Pradesh, in perishable goods, ours is the major production of egg. Ours is a major production of fish. Ours is the major production of banana. Major production state of sweet orange. Major producing state of mango. So first affected was egg. So our egg has to transport to the entire India. So our prawn has to transport to the outside of the India. Export prawn is totally an export thing. So entire export is no convenience for export systems. So the entirely immediately prawn prices were collapsed, and at the same time prawn farmers faced a viral problem also. So even poultry farmers also faced a viral disease. So they both sectors lost severe loss they got in that month of April. But immediately we are able to manage, they create a transport system for egg to entire India. Within 1 week, we created a transport system to entire India, sir, particularly for egg. Even particularly for fish also, within 10 to 15 days, we supported the traders to transport the material to entire India. But actual problem is in our banana comes to Ajarpur market. So our fish comes to Gajipur market. Entire markets were closed. Even though opened only 1 hour, 2 hours opening, even though in retail shops everywhere only limited hours opening is there. So consuming activity became very lesser, and in urban people, lower middle class people income was drastically reduced. Still today also then that was not regained, sir, because of the closure of education institutions, because of the closure of big business industries, are 50% running, they are running with a 50% staff. Urban lower middle class people's income was drastically affected. So because of that affected, so consuming activity affected. Consuming of banana affected, consuming of fish affected, consuming of fruits affected. But whereas in rural area, within week to 10 days, somewhat we managed to maintain the same original situation, sir. And our governments also supported to a maximum extent. Every 15 days they have given a PDF supporting system with rice and pulses. And in our government, 1,000 rupees in 2 months, we distributed money to the white card holders. Rural, almost 95% people are the white card holders. There are small farmers also agriculture laborers. So tenant farmers also, agricultural labor became tenant tenant farmers. They up to 1 o'clock, we opened the working conditions in rural areas. So they worked happily with the conditions, and procurement is there. So rural areas, we have not faced major problem. Even for getting of vegetables, we marketed vegetables through marketing department. First time in our state, through government agencies. So even police department worked well, even medical department worked well, even marketing department, horticulture department, even agriculture department. With the help of these departments, we transported banana from Anantapur to Vijayawada. We transported tomato from Chittoor Jilla to entire state. So we managed to some extent, but it is not the happy situation to entire the producers. So even fish farmers comparatively, when compared to the poultry, when compared to the prawn farmers, comparatively fish farmer is comparatively better, because only fish farmer can extend our cultivation time. It is only chance, fortunately, we can extend my time to 8 months to 10 months, 10 months to 12 months, even to 14 months also. Whenever it grows bigger size, we will get a higher price. But prawn, it is not possible. For egg, it is not possible. For milk, it is not possible. So for fruits, it is not possible. So such systems affected, worstly affected, but because of the COVID situation, sir. Still today, even still today, we are facing the same problem. So urban people raising income, whenever they got the full income in urban lower middle class people, the consumption activity won't increase. So now only 50% consumption activity is there in urbans. So our total entire fish, where we have to sell the remaining the fish, where we have to sell all other activities. So now because of the drop down of production, egg rate has raised. So demand and supply. So in that clearly that report they mentioned that, so even horticulture crops, their production loss is 5.7%, but the price drop is 7.6%. Poultry production loss is 9.6%. So price drop is 17.8%. But dairy production loss is minus 8.6%. So price drop is 5.6%. But fisheries production drop is minus 13.6%. But the price is minus 4.8%. But whereas sheep and goat production drop is minus 8.5%, but the price drop is only 2.9%, because it is in nowadays there is the most demanding item is the meat. Even for chicken also, country chicken is also still we are having a large demand is there. So that's in that sector. So but and production of fruits, it is a seasonal. Banana is a seasonal. So maximum production time is 3rd week of March to end of May. So that entire period was lockdown period. So and then even sweet orange period is also from April to May end. That total period was lockdown period. So even my mango total marketing period is the month of May. So that total May is lockdown period. So affected people are the flower growers, horticulture farmers, those who grow the perishable foods. But even some farmers organizations also they question me also. Why are you not demanding entire loan waiver for paddy farmers or for maize farmers also? It is that those people are not the people who lost the income, or those people who lost their investment. We have to do service to them only. So in that particularly in that period in our state Andhra Pradesh, we procured 32 in Rabi period only 32.72 lakh metric tons of paddy. We procured nearly 61,772 tons of red gram. We procured 1,80,321 tons of Bengal gram, 4,17,000 maize, 1,11,000 jowar, even turmeric. In India, only Andhra Pradesh only procured the turmeric crop. So these people, even tobacco, bajra, onion, we procured all these products. Their loss is somewhat little when compared to the perishable goods farmers. So definitely we have to concentrate on the farmers, horticulture farmers, or the perishable goods growers, and mainly on flower growers, sir. So they lost entire system, sir. So now in Delhi, farmers organizations are doing agitation, particularly mainly on MSP, implementation of MSP. Mainly our state is Andhra Pradesh, our Honorable CM is implementing MSP to not only they announced MSPs by central government. We already announced MSPs to perishable crops also, even banana, sweet orange, tomato also. We are implementing our CM's voice is 1/3 of the every crop. So we have to procure through governmental agencies that to create a competition in the market. So we created a 3,000 crores market stabilization fund. We implementing the free insurance, agriculture crop insurance scheme. Today also we are having the program of release of 2019 crop insurance claims release program. Entire farmer share is also our state government is bearing the entire farmer share also. So to some extent, the reduction of investment, reduction of production cost, we are giving 13,500 rupees as a Raitu Bharosa to nearly 50 lakh free electricity. So 9 hours free electricity every day. That cost is accounting to 8,500 crores per year. So we are implementing free insurance scheme. We are implementing one more new scheme, free bores and free motors up to the 5 acres extent. So to save the farmers' crisis, mainly because of the COVID loss, entire horticulture crops, our Rayalaseema region is the total horticulture region. So one more thing I want to say here is, so after division, Andhra Pradesh became the agriculture state, one of the most dominant preferred agriculture state, because our agriculture share in GDP is 30 to 34%. That too, horticulture state our is. So our entire agriculture production, agriculture food grains production is 203 lakh metric tons. But our horticulture production, flowers, fruits and vegetables production is 275 lakh metric tons. So there the farmers are affected more because of the COVID period. So that's why we are concentrating to support the affected people in a big way. But it is not the 100% happiest thing to the farmers, because they lost majority of their investment. So from the government side, we can't give entire loss. So definitely we have to give confidence to the farmer. So government is supporting you. So government is for you. So that thing we are implementing things. So definitely. So before in fish culture. So one thing here I want to say is our production is entirely our entire fish coming to entire India except Kashmir Valley. Now 2 types of fishes we are growing: Indian major crops and fungasious. Particularly for fungasious, up to 1.2 kg marketing is preferable. After that, every increase of 200 grams, there is an increase of FCR also. So getting more price, 1 rupee, I will get for bigger price, more price. But the feed cost increased by 2 rupees. But whereas in carbs, it is not such like that. But I can put the cost to up to, I can sell at the 1.2 kg average roho, 1.5 average roho, even 2 kg average roho. Whenever I am getting bigger sizes, FCR is not nothing is changed, and particularly for bigger sizes also. We will get a more price. But the farmer who can afford a money only extended their crop to the later period. So fish roho price came down to 98 rupees, particularly in the month of April. So it is the loss of nearly 70,000-80,000 rupees per acre at the time I sold the fish. So fungasious, it came down to 60 rupees, even 58 rupees. There is a loss of 2 lakh rupees per acre. Whenever I sold the fungasious at the time, personally myself, I extended my cultivation to 2-3 months. Still I am having a 1 pond. Now I am getting a 75 rupees. I am getting a profit. But so majority of the farmers are unable to extend their culture because investment is more in fish culture. So comparatively, it is the lakhs of rupees. Even carp culture now, it is coming to nearly 4 lakhs per acre. Even fungasious culture, it is 8 to 10 lakhs investment. So financial institutions are supporting for fish culture. But particularly for marketing, our Honorable CM is going to start a Janta Bazaars in every village. We opened 10,461 Raitu Bharosa Kendras with a qualified people. We recruited BSc Agriculture people, BSc Horticulture people, MSc Agriculture people also recruited there at village level. So through that రైతు Bharosa Kendras, we are going to open a Janta Bazar. Even fish consumption also, for local consumption, we are concentrating on improving the local consumption. For egg, previously government procured egg and distributed to the school children 2 days in a week. Now we are supplying 6 days in a week to the students because of the increase of consumption activity. So majority we are concentrating on getting the reduction on cost of cultivation and for giving remunerative price. But we are not saying MSP as a remunerative price. It is a support price for farmer up to some extent. So as a farmers organization leaders, we are always demanded for increase of MSPs. But now the problem is implementing MSP became a problematic. So we implemented MSP on maize. It is not implemented from on Bihar and West Bengal. So 1750 rupees per quintal is the price in last year, in particularly COVID period. We purchased maize at the rate of 1750 per quintal. But from Bihar and Bengal, that maize came to Andhra Pradesh at the delivery rate at the rate of 1200 rupees. So what is the pity situation? We have to implement the procurements or MSPs in entire country. Otherwise, deleting MSP or procurement systems, the entire system will be collapsed, entire farmers. So saying that private people will give support. No, competition should be there from the government side. So up to 30% or 35%, government intervention should be there. So then only we save the farmers to up to such extent. And again, still today, we have to concentrate on increase of income to the urban lower middle class people. So then only we will get the demand. Then only we will get the price of profitable price. So every in that point we have to raise in all platforms. So we need your support, particularly to raise that thing. It is not only to the Andhra Pradesh. So it is for the entire states, entire Indian horticulture farmers, or entire Indian perishable goods farmers to save the farmers from COVID loss. So we are requesting all of your support to give, because you are all the farmers friendly scientists, you are all the farmers friendly farmers family members. So we all having respect and regards on all of you, even ICR, even in research sessions also, in last 2 months I visited all agriculture research sessions, all KVKs, majority of the KVKs in Andhra Pradesh. So we are having a plenty of facilities, infrastructure. So lakhs of crores of rupees infrastructure is there. But my opinion, sincere opinion is output from the institutions only is 25 to 30% because of some other reasons. That is, reasons are not only, scientists is not only responsible for that thing. Even ruling governments is also responsible for small programs. So I visited Anantapur, Penugonda, one goat breeding center. It is in a 600 acres. It is for giving a better breed male sheep. But yearly outcome is only 60 to 70 goat male. So the farm is in 600 acres. Even ICR institutions also, we are having so lakhs of rupees infrastructure is there, excellent labs are there, excellent scientists we are having. So the scientists with a service mind, we are having plenty of scientists also with a service mind we are having. So like-minded farmers friendly scientists are there. So we have to work together still more, sir. So before happens are implementing the farmers first program to the scientists, but was not implementing now. So it is needed. So the relation between the scientist and farmer is needed. Without the relation between the scientist and the farmer, a family relation, so we can't achieve the targets. So we can't achieve the goals, sir. So my sincere request to all of you is, please, I am inviting all of you on behalf of AP Aqua farmers and agriculture farmers. Please visit once Andhra Pradesh. So your program, all of you know, majority of the know about the Andhra Pradesh. But once again, I am heartfully inviting you to come to my residential state and see the farmer situation. Finally, I want to say one word still again. I am remembering, sir. My second daughter marriage was fixed on Monday. So I invited Dr. Ayappanji for that marriage. That day, Parliament was there. Sir came with a family to my house on Saturday. So before coming to my house, 5 kilometers, up to reaching of Gudivada, I don't know, Sir said well. So that simplicity, nearly every day morning. So I want to maintain that simplicity. I want to maintain that sincerity. So we are the really inspired by Dr. Ayappanji in our lives. With that inspiration, I became an ICR board member. Now I became one of the prestigious AP State Agriculture Mission. Previously also, Dr. Y. Rajshekar Reddy garu implemented agriculture technology mission. That time also Honorable CM Y. Rajshekar Reddy garu were chairman. Honorable Swamyajulu garu was vice chairman with a cabinet rank. Now our Honorable CM is the chairman for AP State Agriculture Mission. I am the vice chairman with a cabinet rank. All ministers regarding agriculture, 6 ministers are the members in that mission. So 6 principal secretaries are the members in that mission. 6 commissioners are the members in that mission. Retired Vice Chancellor Garu, Dr. Raghav Reddy Garu is also a member in that mission. So even media. So the Palagumi Sainath Garu, who worked for the farming community in the rural areas, is the member in that mission. So definitely, finally also I am inviting all of you to visit, to come to my state. So come to AP once. Thanking you all. So already Dr. Giri sir told me I am having a important program for that too also free insurance scheme claim release program. Nearly 1250 crores. Today we are releasing the claims to the AP farmers for the 2019 Kharif season, sir. That with the from the respectable or honorable CM Garu releasing that funds directly going to that account. I have to attend to that program. So please give me a permission to leave this webinar, sir.
Thank you, Nagireddy Garu. Nagireddy Garu has a long pending desire, sir. He wants you, Dr. Ayappan sir and Jena sir together in Andhra Pradesh at any time in the March, after March. So please, Dr.
Sir, after passing COVID period, sir, we are requesting all of you to come to AP in the month of April, because that time COVID problem will be solved.
See the courage of our farmer, sir. He himself incurred a loss of 50 lakhs during COVID in Pangasius farm, but still they don't lose the confidence. So that is the spirit of Andhra Pradesh farmers. So thank you, Nagireddy Garu, for giving overview of all agriculture and aquaculture. Now I request our DDG, Dr. J.K. Jena, to address few words. Does not need any introduction.
Hello. Yeah. Are you? Is it audible?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Most respected Dr. S. Ayappan Sahab, former Secretary there and DG ICR, Chancellor of the Central Agriculture University, and also the Chair of the Karnataka Science and Technology Academy. My friend, colleague Director of CMFRI, Dr. A. Gopalakrishnan, Sri MBS Nagireddy Garu, Vice Chairman, AP State Agriculture Mission, Sri V. Ramachandra Raju Garu, President of SIFA, Dr. P. Haribabu, Associate Dean, College of Fisheries, my colleague again, Director, who is the organizer of this webinar, Dr. Saroj Swai, Director of CIFA, Dr. V. Sheshagiri, my colleague and friend, rather I would say one of my mentor also with the SIC at Vijayawada at CIFA. Colleagues again from CIFA, Dr. Rangachari, Dr. Rathore, Dr. Chaudhary, participants, friends, colleagues and friends, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a great honor and privilege for me to be here in the same platform where our guide, mentor, Dr. Ayappan sir is the rather chief guest, and it is a rare opportunity for all of us. Sir, on behalf of Indian Council of Agriculture Research and my own behalf, I would like to welcome you to this particular program and sincerely thank you, convey our gratitude to you for accepting the invitation of CIFA, and all credit goes to Dr. Giri, who could have you here. It is really a great opportunity for all of us. And Dr. Giri has called this meeting to understand or study the morphology of the freshwater aquaculture of during COVID and pandemic. Not only morphology, but also anatomy. I think he wants us to analyze what has gone wrong, or what is that experience we had during last 1 year. Friends, all of us have been experiencing some aspect or other. And since last 1 hour, we heard Ayyappan sir as well as Dr. Sri Nagare Digaru. And after hearing or listening the presentation of Ayyappan sir, I think nothing is left for me to speak. I can very well say I have a excuse also I can do. I can say that my internet is not working. Or audio, there is an audio problem, and I can switch off and stop and exit also. That would be the best, I think. But probably I will not do that because I want to share time with sir, definitely. Friends, since past report of COVID in India since 30th January 2020, almost we are going to complete about 1 year. And we know that how the COVID pandemic has caused havoc for all of us. All of us are very much aware. We know how the impact has been devastating in all sectors. And people say that impact has been much less in agriculture. Probably it is true. But when we talk of aquaculture, and Dr. Sri Nagare Digaru spoke also, the sector like horticulture, the sector like floriculture, the sector like aquaculture has been greatly impacted. Even though we say that overall agriculture, there has been still good growth, there has been good production increase in paddy, rice, and so forth. But the impact on aquaculture cannot be underestimated. This impact has not been only one production side, but also almost every subsector of fisheries and aquaculture. Although we have seen some sort of revival, definitely as Nagare Digaru spoke, there has been some revival after the lockdown period after May or June. But the impact, I sincerely believe that impact will be again persisting for long days, again, still many more years also. We do not know when we are talking of the, again, pandemic, we do not know at what level we are, how long this pandemic will persist. Already 1 year already over, everybody has expectations that we will have vaccines, then probably everything will be normal. But how long it will take, we never know. Even if the vaccine is available, even if everybody is immunized, whether this COVID situation will persist another 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, we do not know. Probably we are at the mid stage. Probably we need to, when we say that we are mid stage, it is not that the situation, the bad days is over. Probably we need to be thinking how do we tackle in the coming days also. We know every front there has been problem, especially the problem is in the demand front. Whether, for example, in the everybody today is talking up under the Prime Minister Matsya Sampada Yojana, Government of India has set an ambitious target, 22 million ton. Yes, probably it is possible. Probably it is with the growth rate projected, with the investment is happening, with the technology availability, with the government connectivity between the government and the private entrepreneurs. Probably it would be possible to produce that much. But the concern will remain whether our market will be able to absorb that much. The day, for example, you have seen, just 2 months we did not harvest. Just 2 months we did not harvest during April and May. The price came down by 20 rupees or 30 rupees, as Nagaredis have told. He told about the loss, he incurred the loss of 80,000 in the crop, or 2 lakh rupees in the pangasius in 1 hectare itself. That shows even the market, in spite of the fact that we wish that the people will consume more fish, but do the people have the purchasing power? That is what is the main thing. For example, we go back, for example, Bengal famine, that comes to our mind immediate, probably when we are this situation where so many people death is happening, we come across the Bengal famine. Not many years, only about 60, 70 years back, more than 20 lakh people died in India. People say, even the Nobel laureate Amartya Sen ji's, they say it is because of the probably people did not have enough purchasing power. It is not the shortage of food grain alone. Food grain, if it was not there, there was a crop failure definitely for 2 continuous year drought situation. But not that only has caused the famine. It was because people did not have enough purchasing power. People did not have money. Nagareddy Garu was speaking, even the value of 10 rupees was that time, it was people who are thinking it is 100 rupees. So in spite of the fact that fish will be available, probably people will have enough purchasing power or not, we do not know. Even today people having so much of job loss, income reduction, maybe even whatever the income they have, the priority is their health. People want to save some money. If tomorrow they will have COVID, they should be able to have some money to treat themselves. So, and fish, we don't, even in spite of the fact that we say it is a protein-rich feed, protein-rich food ingredient, maybe a health food, all this, in spite of all that, people do not consider this is an essential item, probably. Our essential item, probably rice, wheat, and maybe some vegetable. For example, in the Rabi period, for example, this is the Rabi season. If cauliflower, cabbage, or tomato is available at just throw only 10 rupees, 15 rupees, do I need to have the chicken, mutton, or fish, spending 100 rupees, 150 rupees, or 200 rupees per kilo? Probably I need to think twice. In spite of the fact that people say that, okay, we have a e-marketing platform, we do get good amount of fish even today in the city like Delhi, several e-platform. For example, Lycias, people say, okay, we get very good or fresh to home. As a fish eater, I try to definitely purchase fish, but how long? The price of the fish, what we get from this e-platform, definitely the quality, everything is there. But in spite of that fact, I need to think twice or thrice. Also, if I purchase once, if I am taking 10 times in a month, now today I need to think twice whether I can, after 3 times or 4 times in a month, whether I will have the capacity to purchase the fish. There are concern. During the lockdown, we have been trying to analyze during lockdown impact, at least during the lockdown period, I would have called not less than 500 people over telephone. I had called Dr. Giri at several times. I had called even Nagareddy Garu a couple of times, several exchange of message, how the sector is performing. We know, for example, he was talking, fish is there. If I want to keep for another 1 month, he told also that I have to put so much of feed. Do I have the investment capacity? Probably people did not have enough money. And the surplus, that 2 month harvesting, which was not there, that means there was a excess post-harvest subsequently. That led to price reduction. The loss incurred by the farmers, it is not only Andhra Pradesh. Of course, the scenario may be different in different places, but there was not of glut production in a small area, only 2 districts, West Godavari and Krishna, like situation is not there in the else part of the other part of the country. So probably that situation was not there because the fish which are produced in the Andhra Pradesh had to go other places. And the loss people incurred in terms of the post-harvest and low market price and all, we are very much aware. For example, the challenges of seed, we know, all of us know, for example, out of 3,000, around 3,000 hatcheries in the country, about 1,000 hatcheries are there only in the West Bengal. And we know the breeding period of West Bengal, mostly it is May, April and May. During April and May, they produce about 60% of their seed during the year. Next June, July and all another 40%. If you consider that total spawn production of the country about maybe about 20,000 crores, that is what we think about 20,000 crores. Maybe about 10,000 crores are produced by only West Bengal farmers. And during that period, April, May, which they were producing about 6,000 crores, that production was not there. So definitely there had been pressure, there has been no transport chain available, seed which had to go from the West Bengal to else part of the country, probably it did not go. So subsequently, it was not the loss of that 2 months or 3 months. It is the loss for the next 1 year, 2 years. This impact will be there for another 2 years, definitely. Because there was no seed production, definitely it will impact in the production level. So it is not that only in the freshwater, whether it is in the farming, harvesting, everywhere. All of you know very well than me, probably. The sector like ornamental trade, for example, it is one of the most devastating situation has been there in the, even though it is not a very big sector, but some of the states like West Bengal, for example, who is the major producer of the freshwater ornamentals. For example, again in the West Bengal also there are several districts which are producing ornamental, we say ornamental hub, like 24 Pargana, for example. We have at least 20,000 farmers which are connected with the ornamental trade, at least 20,000 farmers. And they are not only the breeder, or they are not the only who are doing the farming or breeding the ornamental fish. They are wholesaler, there are trader, there are collection men. There are many people who are connected. And ornamental trade again dependent on the household consumption, household level. At all. There was again the price reduced like anything in most of the cases. In the shrimp farming, definitely Dr. Haribabu will be speaking. We have seen the impact. I was having contact with most of the several farmers, again some of the leaders, rather I would say, for example, my close friend, again, Dr. Ramraj and several other people and farmers from the Gujarat. And we know when we did not have export for 2 months or 3 months, how it has had impact. Yes, state like Andhra Pradesh, they took some proactive step, but it did not happen everywhere. It did not happen everywhere. There was a coarse harvest, price reduced like anything, and as because there was no capital available with the farmer because they could not sell in right price. Probably they could not even stock. Several of it is not that 100% stocking has been there after that. In spite of the fact that there was everything became normal, still there could not be, the people could not able to stock in several places. There had been hindrance of the supply of the feed, all those things, all of you know very well. For example, the total industry of shrimp farming again is dependent on the SPF brood which are imported from the other places. That 2 months or 3 months when we did not have imported the seed, what is the scenario? I do not know. We need to analyze probably. Probably it is my. I got news that there has not been much of pressure because people had enough brood stock available. But considering the fact that the species like Bhanami can be bred with the farm raised stock, possibility, there is possibility that people must have done also some breeding of the farm raised stock. If at all this has happened, this will have again a consequence will be seen in the much later on also. Of course, as I was telling, COVID has also taught us several things. For example, when we are looking at the future production and all, we are probably much more recouped now in terms of how to tackle any emergency situation. But when I was talking about the government's expectations in the next 5 years, increasing the income as well as increasing production. Increasing the production should not be a problem with the new technology coming in, with the several intensive farming practices demonstrated in different places, even in India. Even in India, several places, people give example of Vietnam many times. But even in India, many farmers, entrepreneurs are able to produce 100 ton in pond farming. Yes, even some little ratio. I don't consider it as 100% ratio system or a flow through system, but people are getting about 200 to 250 ton production if you extrapolate. So it is not the technology issue, it is not the production issue, it is mostly the market issue which will remain a problem even in the coming days. For example, in a market, we say many times, okay, there are high value species. We give example of mola, Amblyopharynca donor mola, we say 300 rupees, 500 rupees, perfect. But when we say this price, we say the price of the retail market. We say the price at the highest price. We never see what is that mola. If a small market can absorb only 20 kilo of mola, the next day you take 40 kilo of mola, you will find the price will be reduced by again 25% or 30%. It is the price. Many times we say that high value species. When we say Indian aquaculture, we know that carp has been the mainstay. If Dr. Giri remembers, at least about 25 years back, I had told Dr. Giri when he told carp price is coming down, we had a discussion and I used to say carp has been the mainstay and will remain the mainstay even after 30 years, 50 years also. Because the consumer's acceptance, we cannot, or consumer's taste, we cannot change that overnight. In spite of the fact that we have been talking of several high value species, several of the high value species, they are in high value because their availability is less. Because they are less available, price is high. The day you increase the maybe supply, probably the price will come down. No, I don't say that India is a too small a market. India is a too big country, big market, but the market can be created slowly and steadily. It cannot be overnight. You cannot create a market for anything. So we need to be a bit cautious also. If we are talking of high value species, where, how, all these strategies we need to be talking of. And at the end of the day, as has been told by everybody, it is not the production a farmer is interested to say. Entrepreneur is interested to say how much production they are getting. They are interested probably at the end of the day, whether there will be a assured income, assured profit, how much profit we get, and whether there will be ready market, that which is important. They should be able to sell at the time when they produce. Okay, some notice was there. I thought, anyway, another 2-3 minutes I will close. Probably I am taking a little more time. So it is very important that when we are talking of new species and all, we need to think about the farm gate price and all are more important than the retail price, what we are talking most of the time. Critical inputs, yes. For example, in the Dr. Gopalakrishnan will be speaking on mariculture. Definitely, we have been talking of Scopia, Pompano, etc., etc. But the major hurdles have been the seed. Why? In spite of the fact that we have a technology, we know that there is a good demand. Why there has not been private investment happening? All of us know. If we have 550 hatcheries of shrimp hatcheries in the country, you tell if somebody has 10 hatchery, one hatchery, he is ready to invest for another second hatchery or third hatchery. Because he knows within 6 months, within 1 hour, he will get, there will be no issue, brood is available, next day he will start. But if I want to have a Copia hatchery or Sivas hatchery or Grouper hatchery, even if today I start investing, I need to wait for 5 to 6 years to get a brood stock. Just to have 100 brood stock of cobia, I need to wait for 5 years. That is the situation. Probably there is a need for, again, we need to be supporting. Yes, it is necessary that it is not that the government only can establish a hatchery. It has to be established by the private entrepreneurs only. But we need to give all support. If we are many times we give a target. That is what target is. Today you have 3,000 cages. You should have 30,000 cages next year. If 30,000 cages is not a problem, seed, from where this seed will come? If we think for establishing the hatchery today, we'll start getting the seed only after 3-4 years, even if we get big brood stock from other places. It is not that if we invest today, next day we can start. We say that, okay, why do you depend on only Indian seed production? You import from elsewhere, from anywhere. But the issues we know very well. The system we have with the quarantine, for example, we have been talking of, okay, in spite of all our effort, we have only one full-fledged quarantine. If tomorrow we start importing so much of seed, do we have adequate facilities? So probably we need to be speaking on several of the areas on those. Again, the consumption side I was speaking, whether the people have the capacity to purchasing power they have or not. It is not the only purchasing power. For example, we do try to compare with, many times, most of the time we try to compare with China. Most of the time we try to compare with the Southeast Asian country. We should not at all compare. When it comes to the consumption, Sir was talking, 30-40% of people are vegetarian. One side. So you leave that 40% of people who are vegetarian people. Even those who are non-vegetarian also, in their whole life, many of them may not have eaten fish. They are non-vegetarian. Chicken they take, mutton they take, probably fish they even though fish they take, they say there are in the North India, they say enough swine are there, so I cannot take the fish. Many people they take in fork or spoon. How do you eat a carp or hilsa or anything with a spoon or fork? It is not possible. So it is the feeding habit which are important. Even the people like me who are voracious fish feeder, rather I would say 3 times I can eat, but I don't take on Monday, I won't take on Thursday, and someday my wife does not take, wife will not cook, so no scope. In the North India, if I was working in Lucknow, many people you will find in the home they are vegetarian. They had to be at home, eating at home. If at home they don't cook fish, how do you do that? Even if I am I have taken a house on rent, if my house owner is a vegetarian, my house owner is a Brahmin or something, probably I don't have scope to eat fish. Smell will be there and all. So you should not know where we should compare with the China or any other places. The issues we know, but that's why why I wanted to say that demand can be created. Definitely yes. There are new consumers. The young population, they like to have fast food and all those they are fine, but it has to be with a slow pace. You cannot expect we can double the production in 5 years, but doubling the consumption is not very easy. Some of also spoke about the domestic market creation. It is so important for us. For example, shrimp today, 100% we are depending on the shrimp on the export. Probably domestic market, we have not created enough the domestic market. Not that many people in the North India probably have not seen at all the shrimp. Many have not seen. So probably it is necessary for us to create the domestic market, taking the message of eating fish. It is not the milk. We should not, many times we compare with the animal protein milk. Milk different. It's, even if people do not drink at home, sweet stall, for example, paneer, etc., so many other options. But fish, probably that option is not there in India. Maybe it is option is there in China. Even in the mixture also they will put fish pieces and all. So probably we need to be thinking on several other areas, but we should not lose hope. Definitely the COVID has taught us several things, several new lessons we have learned. For example, the first lessons is joining with the platform. If the COVID was not there, if it would have been the normal situation, whether it was possible to have IFNSR in this platform, probably not. Probably not. So COVID had taught us several new things, having necessity of cooperation, collaboration, convergence, happening only because this has taught us, lockdown has taught us many things. Even people, it has also taught us that how human civilization are vulnerable to the act of Mother Nature. We are so vulnerable. People say we are superpower, and superpowers have become, rather I would say, powerless. Sometimes, many times, we are doing even much better, even not being superpower also. It has taught us also that how every sector of the people are important, whether doctors, it is not the doctors, it is everybody important in the society. It has taught us. It has also taught us that we have also some responsibility for the society. Responsibility, even people, many of you have given food during March, April and May to every people. It has maybe from our inner whatever good things are there, it has brought out also. So probably the COVID situation has taught us many things, but the expectations are too large. As Sir was telling, it is not the production or productivity increase. It is the quality, safety aspect we have been talking today. Everybody want quality food. Nobody want that it is for transportation. People use ammonia or formalin. So quality has become so important, and safety. People want traceability, so important today. Date. So expectations is quality, safety. We want to increase our export. We want to give again social maybe equity. We need to give gender focus. We need to be talking of equality. We are talking of the providing cheap push to everybody, but farmers would get more price. Many times we say that farmers should get farming will happen only when the farmer get more price or commodity price is high. But at the same time, we say that the consumers should have the access to the cheap fish. So we have several challenges before us. Sir was talking about the Sustainable Development Goals 2030. Our expectations, everybody has to be given food, no poverty, no hunger, all those things. There are several challenges. But as I told, COVID has taught us several new things, how to cooperate, collaborate, converge, coordinate, and all. I'm sure if all of us would join, probably the expectations of the country would be met. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Jaina, DDG. Yes, he was telling me several times that in India, next 30, 40 years, carbs will remain. Even today, as I'm finding, in the distress times also, carp farms are less affected than other farmers like fungaceous and eruption farmers. It is exactly true. And another is seed production is the worst hit area. And we were thinking initially, culture may damage. But seed production, as Rangiredi said, farmers extended the culture and they could minimize the losses. But seed production, one is loss of season. The second one is unavailability of oxygen. In this past 25 years, though I am here, I never expected that the oxygen demand will be, oxygen requirement is a major hurdle in fish transport, because government has issued orders, it is for health and patients. So no oxygen was available. Even though breeders did breeding, that seed could not be transported to different places. Of course, farmers have found some ways and means, but seed, definitely there will be a gap for seed in the next culture period. Thank you, DDG sir. Then we request Dr. Gopal Krishnan sir, who is our friend and good well-wisher. I request Dr. Gopal Krishnan. It was my long-standing desire that you all should be there on one platform. He immediately accepted, and sir, I request you to deliver your on Mariculture.
I have a brief presentation. Shall I share it from here or from CIFA? It will be shared.
You can share from there also, sir.
Okay. So just most respected chief guest to begin with, Professor Dr. S. Ayyappan sir, former secretary there and DG ICAR and Chancellor Central Agriculture University Manipur and Chairman Karnataka Science and Technology Academy. Sir, in front of you, I go speechless and like a fish out of water. I don't know. I hope I'll be able to convey whatever I want to do. So Dr. Jaina sir, respected Deputy Director General Fisheries Science, ICAR, Dr. Saroj Swain, Director CIFA Bhubaneswar, and my dear friend, thank you Dr. Giri for inviting me, Principal Scientist and Head, Vijayawada Regional Center of CIFA, and Sri MVS Nagireddy, Vice Chair, AP State Agriculture Prize Mission. Then Dr. V. Ramachandra Raju Garu, President, Society of Indian Fisheries and Aquaculture, Professor P. Hari Babu, Associate Dean, College of Fisheries, Muttukur, and my friend Dr. P.V. Rangacharilu, Principal Scientist, CIFA Bhubaneswar, and then all the participants. So I'll just have a brief presentation on. We studied the impact of COVID-19 for initial 40 days when there was a complete lockdown in marine fisheries sector and mariculture. So marine fisheries sector, we had a good data collection system and we could cover all the states, the impact we could cover along the Oman, all the coastal states, that is 9 coastal states and 2 union territories. And whereas for mariculture, we had to concentrate on the 3,200 odd cages what we have, where we have direct impact, direct link for the coastal and open sea cage farms, where we have direct links, and the 8,700 seaweed rafts which we directly monitored. Like so, these two.
Dr. Gopalakrishnan, it is your file is not shared.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. So next slide, please. It's shared from there, sir. It's shared from.
One minute, sir. Sir, give me 1 minute, sir.
Yeah.
Give me 1 minute.
So it was something like, as I said, marine fisheries impact of COVID-19 during lockdown and post-lockdown period. So this is, this I emphasize on the impact of COVID-19 during lockdown period. That is almost 40 days from March end to middle of May. The impact of this lockdown period on mariculture as well. Currently, we are just finalizing for the entire fishing period what is happening. Shall I share it from here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just a minute.
Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Is it visible to all of you? Yeah, so this is an overview of my presentation. There are only 14 to 15 slides only, and so just how COVID-19 unfolded in India. It got unfolded in India. So first report in China was somewhere around in almost 1 year before, like that was in November 2019, and first report in India was on 30th January 2020, and a medical student hailing from Wuhan, Kerala, who returned from Wuhan, China. So this was the first case reported in India. And March 10, 50 cases were also more. Additional 50 cases were reported in India. And and the Prime Minister, it was on March 22nd, March, Prime Minister announced the Janata curfew and the first nationwide lockdown imposed on March 25th till April 14th. And this phased and continue after that, there was a phased reopening from 8th June 8th onwards, and presently India is the second most affected country with almost confirmed as several cases and as many 1.4 like almost nearly so much of death is also there. So hope it's visiting. Yeah. So COVID-19 impact, as I said, we worked on this thing on all the marine states, 9 marine states and this thing, and 2 union territories. So effective on fish catch first 40 days, so it was a total lockdown, which was almost complete. Resulted in all shutdown of fishing activities, and the fish landing declined about 95% during the last week of March and the entire April and May. So this was the first impact, and the reduction up to this thing August 2020, the reduction in marine catch was somewhere around 68%, and though it returned to normal by September, the shortfall in subsequent months, that is September to November, it ranged from 15 to 20% less compared to 2019 landings. And average reduction in catch, that is last week of March 2020 to November 2020, is estimated somewhere around 45%. So this is about the marine catch landings, and we also estimated the loss in efforts and loss in and landings of marine fish landings due to COVID-19 during the first 40 days of total lockdown, and somewhere around the loss of effort to all along the 11 coastal states and the union territories, where it was loss in effort was somewhere around 6 lakh hours, 5.9 lakh hours, and with maximum loss of effort in Kerala, the red circle one, maximum loss of effort in Kerala, and the loss in landings by quantity, it was somewhere around 102,000, that is 1 lakh. Somewhere around maximum loss in landings, decline in landings was reported in Gujarat, and with a total decline in landings during the first 40 days was reported in all India landings. Somewhere it was around 3.13 lakh tons was there was a reduction of 3.13 lakh ton reduced landing was estimated during the first 40 days all along the Indian coast. And currently CMFRI is in a process to estimate the catch loss for the entire fishing period. That is from mid of March to the entire fishing period up to this thing, we are in a process to estimate. So then estimated loss of this thing, landing center, loss in landing center and the retail center value realization of marine fish landings was also, these two were also estimated, and the loss of value realization in the landing center, it was somewhere around 6,000 crore rupees during the first 40 days. That is the landing center value realization of the capture marine caught fish, while it was somewhere around the
म्यूट हो गया गोपाल जी, अनम्यूट कीजिए
सर, अनम्यूट
अनम्यूट कीजिए डॉक्टर गोपाल जी। अनम्यूट कीजिए डॉक्टर गोपाल कृष्ण।
Sir, kindly unmute.
Audible? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. So this was somewhere around 11,300 and so 11,000. Sorry, 11,352 crores in the market. This loss of value realization in the retail market, and the estimated losses including mariculture. So this I said we could gather information only from the harvest, premature harvest of 3,200 cages and somewhere around 8,300 seaweed drafts. So that was somewhere around 9.5 crores during the first 40 days because of the crops, premature harvest of the crops. And the total loss, it was somewhere around 11,362 crores from marine fisheries and mariculture along during the first 40 days. And loss of income from employment from marine fisheries and fish workers due to COVID-19, it was during the first 40 days, it was somewhere around loss of wage income from active fishers. Active fishers, it was calculated based on fishers' share in the value of landed fishes, which is around 35%. That is, if you land or more fish of somewhere around 400 rupees if you land at the landing center, suppose if 20 rupees goes as a fuel cost, and of the balance 80 rupees, 35 rupees goes as the fisherman's wage. So this somewhere around 35% it is. So this comes this act, the total loss for 40 days during the for the active fishermen, it was somewhere around nearly 1,900 crores during 40 days, and for the allied fish workers, it was somewhere around 2,728 crores for the first 40 days. This was also estimated for all the coastal state-wise breakup and for all the coastal state. And COVID-19, and we also studied the impact of COVID-19 on migrant fishers. So the last 2016 census says somewhere around 95,000 migrant fishers are there all along the Indian coast. And the media reports, based on the media reports, so the media reports pegged that the number of stranded migrant laborers so that was around was affected in Gujarat coast, so with nearly 25,000 fishermen and migrant laborer workers were got stranded in Saurashtra coast, and they are followed by 4,000 migrant laborers stranded in the Maharashtra coast. And currently, the restoration of fishing activity is even partial, even now, as many of the migrant laborers are yet to return. Even in Kerala, also the scenario is not different. The fishermen, their boat owners find it very difficult to get more and more migrant laborers from other states. So for mariculture, the response was mixed. We had many minus points, but we had also several plus points as well. And into the minus points come the lockdown forced many cage farmers to go for premature harvest. That was the main issue with the mariculture activities. And the distress sale of premature fish led to a loss of somewhere around 1.5 lakh rupees. There was a loss of 1.5 lakh rupees per cage, as reported from Mandapam and the Visakhapatnam along the Tamil Nadu and Andhra coast. And severe, these two places, some places faced severe shortage of feed and other inputs due to breakdown of value chains due to lockdown. And the farmers also faced shortage of seeds for the next crops after lockdown, especially along the Tamil Nadu coast. So they had a severe shortage of seeds for the next, stocking the cages along the coastline of Tamil Nadu. They had a shortage of seeds, and the total estimated loss in mariculture due to lockdown period, that 40 days, was somewhere around 9.5 crores. But the mariculture, COVID-19 also had several plus points also to boost, to promote mariculture. Some farmers in Kerala reported fetching very high prices, as high as 900 rupees per kg for pearl spot and 500 rupees for even the tilapia, as a supply of capture fish was very low. So this and the domestic sale of fish also was it also started, and the farmers in Karnataka and Kerala could make up for the feed crisis. And they didn't face, Karnataka and Kerala, they never faced any feed crisis because the export owners, they got diverted the fish from the export firms at lower prices, and they handed over, they transferred all the feeds at a lower price to the cage owners or the fish farmers. And most important aspect was increase in visibility and awareness and customer base for cage farmers along for the regular fish buyers. So this was a constant supply, like wherever cage farms were there. So this visibility was much more because there was no landing, marine fish landing from fishing harbors. So this visibility was the cage farming served as a alternate venue, for supply of fish to the fish buyers. And the cage farmed fish and seaweed helped the farmers to tide over the livelihood loss due to lockdown period. So this also partly helped the farmers to tide over the losses during the lockdown period. And mariculture farmers also discovered new marketing models. So that was first was doorstep delivery, home delivery, and online portals, and after lockdown utilizing the interstate markets like from Visakhapatnam and all, in Pompano was fetching very high prices in Bangalore supermarkets. So after lockdown period, the post-lockdown period, there was this interstate markets were very prominent, like especially for Silver Pompano and Indian Pompano, it had a very high market. One example was the Bangalore market supermarkets. It had a very high these things, and the business and this developed business linkages due to the crisis. So, and when you come to the seafood exports, as you know, we exported around 1.2 million tons of seafood worth $6.7 billion. So that is somewhere around 47,000 crores in 2018-19. And during this period, April to October, we had gathered information from Marine Products Export Development Authority, and there was a decline in marine exports during by quantity. There was a decline of 24% in terms of quantity and 18% by value. There was a decline in these things. And in October 2020, so it is not that improved. Export value is still lower by 17% over the same of the last year, 17% over, less compared to the values exported during 2019. So it's still, export is yet to recover from to the normal values as compared to 2019. And highest reduction in export was in frozen shrimp and the frozen fish, together which contributed somewhere around 85% of the exports. And surimi, one good point was surimi analogs were not that affected. It had an increased market, and among the overseas market, exports to China and Southeast Asia were the most affected. 15 to 20% decline was there. Japan was not that affected compared to exports to China and Southeast Asia. And the major drivers include the complete breakdown of deep sea fishing activities. Why this has caused is a complete breakdown of deep sea fishing activity based in Kochi, Mangalore and Mumbai, and disruptions in logistics in international trade routes, and severe reduction in business of restaurants and food chains, and 3 times increase in round the time of cargo containers and restaurant shortage. Like a cargo, if it is exported from Kochi and it goes to United States or China, and it takes 7 days to return, come back to the same cargo container to come back to Kochi, it takes 7 days. But here it was taking as 3 times, almost 21 to 22 days it was taking. So 3 times increase in the turnaround time for cargo containers. This was a major constraint. And quarantine restrictions for the crew, especially for the ship crew, that was very stringent. And there was an overall increase of freight costs somewhere around 3 times. So all these caused the decline in seafood export from India to other countries. And coming to how domestic markets reacted to the COVID crisis, none of the fish landing centers and the whole fish markets in the country opened during the first 40 days due to complete the lockdown period. But so this has resulted in development of new marketing models and business linkages. This caused emergence of these things, this new models and linkages. Online fish supplying portals were at the center stage. Also the home door delivery, that also developed in many parts. And fishermen started district sales, direct sales by bypassing the middlemen in markets in several states. So this was another development. Coastal fishermen, they started direct sales by bypassing markets and in several coastal states. And another development was in Kerala. Government put in place marketing arrangements for completely avoiding middlemen. Some regulations, whether CMFRA and many organizations, CMFRA, CFT, and all the research organizations have also supported government of Kerala in preparing the policy document. So government put in place new marketing arrangements by completely avoiding middlemen, which led to better price realization. And the Kerala government also passed, it's a only coastal state government which passed new marketing ordinance incorporating innovative marketing arrangements in the in the backdrop of crisis, like auctioneers need registration. Then auctioneers rates were fixed somewhere around 5% of the landing value, and standardized weighing measures in all the firm. And like these were the marketing ordinance. So standardized weighing methods in all the fish landing centers. Then e-auctioning methods. So that is also incorporated. E-auctioning methods were also incorporated. Then multi-feed developing cold storages with a view to have a multi-feed, the cooperative agency, so to develop cold storages like the vegetable cold storages. Entire state they are planning to have the cold storages. Then adulteration check has become mandatory, like the CFT developed formalin kits and other things, so adulteration kits. So this has become mandatory, and the avoiding the middlemen. So these were the most important aspects in the Kerala government new marketing ordinance, which was placed in the, which was passed by the Assembly, Kerala Assembly. And so there were some positive impacts also, like of COVID-19 crisis, replenishment of fishing grounds due to break of fishing activity. So this we hope that in 2020-21, say 20, this year and 21-22 also there will be increased landings of many of the marine species, mostly pelagic species. But currently there is a decline because the impact of El Nino, the arm of El Nino has extended to Arabian Sea, and this was one of the worst hit periods in along the west coast of India with almost say 70 to 80% decline in oil. So this, but we feel this will be like this impact will not be there in 21-22 because El Nino impact has also reduced, and there will be a replenishment of fishing grounds due to break-in, because there was a loss of fishing activity during the total lockdown period, and even now it has not become normal completely. Full fishing activity is not taking place in all along the coastal states. So there will be a replenishment of fishing grounds. We expect there will be more catches during 21-22. And second most aspect was lowering of ocean pollution. And third one was rapid emergence of online fish market platforms. So this was a very positive development, and opening of several organized retail shops and better facilities and focus on hygiene and sanitization and sanitation and greater visibility of cage farmers as a reliable source of farm fish. This is a positive point. Awareness and greater visibility for cage farmers as a reliable source. When the current, marine fish is not available, we can go for cage farmers. So this is an alternate method. So that awareness has gone into the minds of the fish eating people. And government initiatives for reforms with focus on weighing of fish, consignments, weighing fish consignments at the landing centers, proposal for e-auctioning, regularization of intermediaries, etc. So like as I said, which has happened in states like Kerala. And to wrap up, so these are the, to sum up, these are the COVID-19 crisis has been a game changer for Indian fisheries sector, and farmers went through severe distress during lockdown period due to sharp fall in income, and fish catch decreased during lockdown period somewhere around 95% was there, and migrant fishers were most affected, and fish exports declined in 24% in terms of quantity on an average during April to October 2020, and the domestic fish marketing underwent substantial turmoil during lockdown and during post-lockdown period as well. And COVID-19 had mixed impacts on mariculture, some positive as well as some negative impacts, and new marketing models emerged with online marketing platforms on the center stage, and government attempts to reform the fish marketing, taking the advantage of the COVID-19 situation and taking due care of the COVID-19 protocols in the pipeline. And what we need is we need a national level effort to study the impact of COVID-19 in aquaculture. For 1 year, for the entire period, there should be a national level effort. At that national level, there should be an attempt to have a concerted effort to study the COVID-19 impact for the COVID-19 impact on the entire fisheries and aquaculture sector, and this will help us to face more such this. It should not happen, but to face us in a better way, face such crisis if it happens in the future. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, sir, Dr. Gopal, sir. As you said, it is as in freshwater aquaculture also, Spencer has started online marketing and they are supplying the fish to home. In Vijayawada itself, Spencer has started a big market, and through online it is marketing and the fish is reaching home. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving valuable information. Now I request Ramchandra Raj Garu to initiate his start. Shivaraman.
Sir, am I audible?
Dr. Shivaraman is requested to operate the slides for him.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. The most respected chief guest, that is Dr. Ayyappan, sir. Dr. Janaji, DDG, and Saroswin, Director of CIFA, then Gopal Krishna, Director CMFRA, Sri Nagiredi Garu, Professor Dr. Haribab Garu, and of course, the main man behind this show is Dr. Giri Garu and Dr. Rangacharya Garu, Dr. Ramesh and Dr. Chaudhary, and all my other friends who are attending this. First of all, let me put it this way, that the COVID-19 has brought many things, bad things in fact, but very few good things also. That's why my opinions are maybe contradictory to one another, because some are good, some are bad. First thing is, let me put this way. Dr. Ayyappan has given the total picture of Indian aquaculture, that is up to 2020 and beyond also. Dr. Our Nagiredi Garu has given the total picture, comparing with agriculture. Though we are friends and on a day-to-day basis we talk to each other, but there are some points which I would like to emphasize is on fish, because fish is an area where he says that you can extend your crop cycle, but by extending your crop cycle, if you are increasing your losses, which farmer would like to extend his crop cycle? That's the first point. The most important point is, because of extending it, so you are increasing the disease vulnerability of fish. So that is creating another problem. The third one is, of course, because of this COVID, the quality of water or the quality of air has been improved. Maybe because of that, or maybe other reasons, the Argillus has become much more problematic, and it has become a common affair nowadays. So that is another drawback. So that is the where I think I have to differ with our Nagiri Garu. Then of course, our DDG, Janaji. Sir, I agree with whatever you say, because totally that is my viewpoint. See, whether it is brood stock or seed supply or production or consumption. Yes. We at CIFA, that is CIFA means Society for Indian Fisheries and Aquaculture. So the first, immediately after COVID, we have arranged one webinar on domestic marketing, how to improve domestic marketing. The immediate solution is not the immediate problem is not the improving the production. It is the consumption. Unless you improve the consumption, you cannot. No, there is no point in producing more, and it is not possible also. Once as a producer, if you are incurring losses, who is ready to produce more? The government of India has got an ambitious plan of producing to 22 million tons, which is very, very high, because the Indian statistics as of now are very, very doubtful. I'm sorry to say that, but they are not authentic, because every other agency gives a different figures. So nowadays the figures are concurrent, because everybody wants to follow the same figures, but may not be true. The production figures as of now may not be true, because as in the case of Andhra Pradesh, because I am from Andhra Pradesh, though I represent the country, the figures which we are producing, 30%, 40% improvement in production may not be true also, probably. So it is 220 million tons, 22 million tons means it is much more than doubling the existing ones. So it is the time now to relocate, to really into things which are good, and really there are some. And in fact, I don't want to take much more time, because it's already delayed. I wanted to. I have taken only some 4 or 5 slides. These are all everybody knows. Yeah, everybody knows. Yes, there was a problem with the prices here for aquaculture products, like any other products, because there is no finances available. All of a sudden, this what you call is it is imposed, and lockdown has been imposed, and people have got no alternative to go to markets, and everybody is afraid. In fact, kept inside. They kept themselves inside the house, and probably the market has come down. People are saying now, yes, the market has picked up, but I don't know how you can say that market has picked up, because all other commodities have gone up. The stock market is going up. I don't know how it is possible, because we don't know what is the impact of COVID as of now. People are losing their money. People have not found different methods to earn more. But
excuse sir, should I change the slide?
Hello. Hello.
Sir, should I change the slide?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Anyway, I'm coming to the, because my slides, and I would like to finish off, because I'm equally interested in listening to our Dr. Haribabu's lecture, because it's only another less than an hour is left for us. So I think he'll take about 45 minutes. I'll close it in another 5 minutes. Okay. Let me put this way. Fish culture in Andhra Pradesh, strategic areas are mostly West Godavari and Krishna districts. I think you can see those 2 dots, where blue dots are there. And out of which Krishna district has having water problem, whereas West Godavari is not having a problem. So West Godavari, freshwater fish culture is doing well. But this year, I would like to say, I think I would like to add here, shrimp farmers, 80% of the farmers are not getting their investments. And fish farmers, nearly 50% of the farmers are not getting their investment. I'm not talking about the total profit or something like that. Investment they are not able to get. So I think we need to relook into the aspects and what are the ways to improve the profitability. Unless there is a profitability, there will be no person to produce. And most important is input quality. Input quality on a daily basis, it is deteriorating. Probably this is where I think our I don't know how to call this. Probably as Indians, as we are not that answerable we don't want to stick to the quality this ones. We don't want to go with the quality this guidelines. Probably that is another reason where we are losing. Everybody is losing. I don't say that. I don't mean only farmers are losing. Everybody is losing. Probably this is an area where if you want to increase the production, or if you want to reach that what is that 100 lakh that is 100,000 crores instead of 47,000 crores to achieve the target. I think we need to change our things. Okay, this is one area. This is fish culture is so next slide, sir. Next, sir. Okay, I'm come. Okay, probably these are the species cultivated, as everybody knows that we started with the IMCs in 1980. Slowly changed to Fungaceous and Rupchan. These are the three major species that are being cultured in Andhra Pradesh. Of course, shrimp wise, yes, it is first is tiger, then freshwater shrimp, then comes to white shrimp, that is Venami. Of course, Venami, that tiger shrimp did not last long much, but of course, it's a much shorter duration is for freshwater. Now, yes, freshwater shrimp is has got a future, and that what is called is male and female, that easy. And now Thailand, we are in fact at CIFA, Society for Indian Fisheries and Aquaculture, we are trying to arrange planning or plan trips to farmers to segregate males, all males, and then go for the freshwater prawn, because most Indian states, because recently we had one webinar, every state is interested in having freshwater prawn. Probably then one more thing is, yes, I think we need alternatives for that white shrimp. Though, yes, we are doing well, we are exporting about 40,000 crores and all that is good, but it may not last long. We need alternatives. We need plans to, suppose something happens, we need some alternative arrangements also. The next one is, of course, next slide, sir. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Yeah. These are market price of fish shrimp during nationwide lockdown and unlocking periods. I have given for carps, Fungaceous, then Paku, then Venami. Venami is blue, of course, because it's a high-value species and exportable species. But fungus has suffered the maximum, whereas carps more or less steady. But for not April, May, June, yes, there was a sudden drop of price for 30 rupees because there were no markets. Paku, yes, maintained well, but subsequently during November, December, they are also losing now. Range of loss in aquaculture during nationwide lockdown and unlocking period is the next slide. This is selling price, because if you see the production cost and the selling price now, almost every all three species, that is carps, Fungaceous, and Venami, they are lost. But for Paku, as I already told you, yes, they have made some money. It is of course 2%. Then the next slide, sir. Yeah. Market price for fish and shrimp demand during nationwide lockdown and unlocking period. This is farmers incurred heavy losses because they are 20 to 25% lesser price. Then situation improved to a little extent, and in fact it was very good during very adverse conditions, like when there was heavy rain and there was no possibility of harvesting. The price got up to 110, 115, but again it has come back to 100, 102 rupees now. Okay, even now it is less than 2 to 5% of the total production cost. It is an alarming situation on production costs as well as buying power of the individuals. And we are not very sure what will happen to this pandemic, when it is going to subside, and when the prices will come down, and when the buying power of individual, because unless you have your work, regular work, unless you get back your jobs, unless you come to you start working for other things other than health and your things, then only the markets will pick up. Probably these are areas where I think immediate requirements are there to look into immediately, to look into those things first. Then last one, of course, I think increase of live fish trading. This is one good area where though we are concentrating on marketing. Here I would like to say, I think our Nagireddy Garu was telling this, though NFDB, we have started for NFDB in 2004 sitting at Bhubaneswar CIFA, though it is materialized in 2006. The aim of it is mainly marketing, but so far not much. Though of course I don't say that it's not. It is market has been improved, and it's likely to improve further, but it's not sufficient. That it once marketing is improved means we should get the producer should get some margin out of it. And yes, of course, some other state farmers are getting, but being 40% of the nation's production, Andhra Pradesh farmers are not doing that well. When it comes to live fish marketing, yes, people first is dead fish that West Bengal, Gazipur, and Vijayawada and Elur, though they are very small. I have given some figures. I think you can go through those things. West Bengal, how it has varied. Then Gazipur market is another very big market in northern India. It's almost gateway to northern India markets, and how it had happened. And then comes next slide, sir. This is live fish markets. Yeah, Andhra Pradesh, at least now, because of COVID, now live fish market has started picking up, and it is now area almost picked up. Previously, we are probably 2% of our production is only the in-state consumption, whereas 98% is going outside the state. Now I think we have reached a stage where the 10 to 15% is being consumed by Andhra Pradesh, either through live or through what you call is processed, because nowadays people are coming. Some farmers have turned as entrepreneurs, and there was in fact almost state-of-art selling centers, and multiple, like chicken. Previously, when fish is being sold, no chicken buying person used to come saying that it is giving smell or something like that. Now it's not. It's no more. In fact, they are preferring fish. But with all this, let us hope something good will come out of. Because of COVID, our most of the people are eating non-veg with an interest, or with an aim of getting more what you call is resistance, or human body resistance to diseases. Probably this is another area where I think we have to take lead and stabilize. The next step. Yeah, these are as I told you, these are some of the photos where how rural live fish is happening in Vijayawada, urban surrounding areas. Then processed, how some people are processing it and selling it, and this is a good sign. Next, sir. Average fish availability in a rural market in Krishna district during nationwide lockdown and unlocking period. Yeah, lockdown availability, then unlocking. Then when unlocking, how it has varied the stories. So one of the post-COVID lessons is to increase in market avenues for fish in rural markets. So far, it has not reached the rural markets. We have reached some urban markets, and some it's not reached even Mandal headquarters. It reached only district headquarters previously. Now it is going to the first, that is Mandal headquarters or Taluk headquarters. Then slowly, I think each village will have one Janata Bazaar. This is proposed by our government of Andhra Pradesh, and we hope to have that, because suppose if each village sells about 100 kg, yeah, unless we consume more, we cannot produce more. This is the single largest possibility. If you are consuming more, automatically we produce more. Yes, technologies are available, as rightly said by our Dr. Janaji. Yes, technologies are available. We can produce, but only thing is we need some good brooders, because if today's children are tomorrow's citizens, like that. Suppose if we got good mother, then good breed, then good seed, then good feed, comes to good quality fish. Probably these are the things that I would like to emphasize. The quality should be there and everywhere. Next, sir. Other issues, because these are all these existing issues. Farm labor or migrant workers. This is, I think, one area where we don't train the farm supervisors. Probably FAO, when I visited, when I went to one of the FAO seminars in Costa Rica, they were insisting you have to retain your worker for 4 to 5 years. That is a supervisor, and you have to give training. Probably this is one area we need to concentrate and train our people. Then severe crisis, and Dr. Giri was telling about oxygen shortage. Then so rural markets, I already told. Though, in spite of proactive steps taken by various governments, various state governments and the government of India, as government of India is responsible, immediately after the COVID lockdown announced, they are given the truck movement. They are given emergency passes for all the fish. Of course, it took 2 months, but they have tried their best. All state governments have tried. Some the better thing through that, or through COVID, or through people's mindset, people slightly improving their consumption is happening now. Next, sir. This is thank you very much. That CIFA, that is Society for Indian Fisheries and Aquaculture, is committed to promote sustainable fisheries and aquaculture in India, to achieve the Blue Revolution, and to act as a common platform for all stakeholders from head to toe. Likewise, from brood stockholder to the processor, we need all-round development, and if we want to develop a fisheries sector, we need your cooperation. Thank you very much. Thanks for giving me an opportunity, and we are there to help, or we are there to promote to the fisheries in a larger way. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, Raj Garu. In fact, this live fish market counters have increased enormously during the unlocking period. A small village like Kanamuru itself, where our RRC is located, we have 6 live fish sales counters, and most of the farmers have become entrepreneurs to sell live fish sales. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now we request Haribabu Garu, please present our presentation. And Haribabu Garu. Haribabu Garu.
Sir, thank you very much. Can I share my sir. Hello. Hello.
Please start his presentation. Slides for scrolling.
Hello. Hello.
Carry on, Haribabu Garu.
Sir, Jana sir, namaste sir.
Carry on.
Sir. My slides are visible, sir?
No.
My slides are visible?
No.
No, you have to share.
Share just now, sir. Okay.
Sir, I'll do it, sir. I'll share.
Okay, right. You do it. Sivaraman, sir, you do it. Hello. Meanwhile, I take this opportunity to thank profusely our CIFA, Central Institute of Freshwater Aquaculture, Director, sir, and particularly Regional Center, Vijayawada, Girigar, who has made it possible. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, please carry on. Yes, please carry on.
So I profusely thank the Regional Center of CIFA, Dr. Girigar, who has made it possible to share this platform with all the stalwarts, starting from my mentors or the original gurus of the aquaculture industry, Dr. Ayyappan Garu, under whom I started my training under aquatic microbiology while he was there as scientist in CIFA, along with Girigaru. I underwent training program. Since then, my training continues to be there under his supervision. Definitely, I'm feeling proud of that. And the today's stalwarts, other stalwarts, Professor DDG ICAR, JK Jana sir, thank you very much, and Director Gopal Krishna sir, and my own Andhra Pradesh senior stalwarts of the industry who are the leaders and the cabinet rank AP Agri Mission Vice Chairman Dr. Mr. Nagreddy Garu and Ramchandra Raj Garu and CIFA Regional Center scientists. I thank you all. Sivaraman, first slide.
Sound, I believe. There is no sound.
Hello.
Voice is not there. Dr. Haribabu, voice is not there.
Hello.
No. We are able to hear. Dr. Saroj, we are able to hear. Maybe
Okay,
some
okay.
on their side. Carry on.
Hello. Yes.
The second slide is
Sivaraman,
there,
first slide. I'm unable to see the slide.
sir. We are seeing, sir.
Okay, right. Maybe problem with from my side. I'm shifting to my cell phone. 1 second. Give me a half-minute time. Hello, am I audible, sir? Is it okay now, sir? Hello.
Yes.
Audible, sir.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Sir, so the second slide, Sivaraman. So this is the objective, and the shrimp has made it possible, and it has finally entered into freshwater aquaculture also, which we never thought, and our senior scientists, the great leaders earlier, they were never thought of brackish water species coming into freshwater, but definitely export orientation has made. Next slide. And next slide, please. Then no harvest, no processing issues of without no processing, no issues of nutritional security. We discussed, all the previous speakers have enlightened sufficiently the significance of lockdown on the impact on the productivity of the consumer reaching the product from the pond to the fork. Next slide, please. And as explained by previous speakers, so many species, earlier we were left with only Indian major carps, exotic carps added by catfish, now freshwater prawn. Though it is insignificantly seen in Andhra Pradesh, but still under PMMSY, this may get much focus all over India, if not in Andhra Pradesh. Then Paku, followed by tilapia, not yet taken a proper shape in its, but still promotional activities are there in full swing, particularly for culture of all meal tilapia. Then taken place, though it is not invited into inland area, but it is taking its shape into inland areas, particularly initially begin with saline inland soils. Now the zero water soils are also, or freshwater fish where it is not feasible or remunerative. We are considering the culture of this phenomenon because it is highly tolerable to zero level also, with wherever little salinity is available. So anemone has come in, it is slowly taking its place wherever the economics are not working out for the previously fishes where they are being cultured by farmers. Next slide. Next slide, Sharon. Then during the lockdown period, definitely we have the worst part of the lockdown was coincided with the country's peak harvesting time. Not only for, I'm not talking about aquaculture, Nagreddy are mentioned. So not to mention about Andhra Pradesh or India, the whole world, the harvest lockdown heavily affected the flower or horticulture, particularly flower selling, producing farmers. There was no scope for them to save the flowers either in cold storage everywhere. Fortunately, compared to the flower producers, aqua farmers were a little comfortable, though they paid heavily for feeding the animals. Then farmers' hard work went on to waste due to the sudden halt of the country because nobody knew how to
frame how to sell the product during that time, day-to-day facilities, all these things. Though Zomato or some of these branded people were able to bring some of the products, but aquaculture has there was no place for aquaculture to either harvest or to process. So post-harvesting activities came to a grinding, grounding, or different. Next slide, Suram, please. Then there was, I think, there was not little mention in the previous discussion that apart from the grounding, halt of production or logistics or break the lockdown, poultry and meat industry affected in a similar fashion aquaculture. But the major problem was there was the rumors of COVID-19 contamination with the meat products. That was also a major issue that time initially, not all the time, but particularly during the month of April, May. People were reluctant to eat of these products, suspecting this. So that was also one of the problem added to the gravity of the marketing problem. Then during this scenario, in month of May or latter parts of during the late April month, AP government reacted very fast, probably initiatives taken to the knowledge of the Honorable Chief Minister by people like Nagiri Garu and his farmers leaders like Ramchandra Raj Garu and all other people, including people's representatives. They acted positively, and that is the reason why AP government reacted very fast with all the support, including minimum support price, to make at least these farmers' problems attended to. Next slide, please. Including permissions to process all these things and labor movement. Then the SMS ruled and continues to rule the world, that is sanitize, mask, and social distancing. Whatever it is, there was a clear-cut distinction of breaking the chain. We were teaching the students how to break the chain, but there was no impact on the minds. We were not impressive to the teachers, students, how to make them impressed about what is this break the chain in the biosecurity aspects. But today, we are very clear, everybody, whether it is educated or uneducated, how to break the chain to protect ourselves. Applicable to crops and also affected the food production system at different levels. Then, but against too, there are webinars. Today, we are sitting, Dr. Ramchandra Raj Garu sitting in his vehicle, and our DDJs are sitting in Delhi, and Dr. Ayyappan are sitting, and I am sitting, though I am on leave today, I am sitting in Guntur instead of Muthukur, but still we are meeting, and our purpose is served, and we are delivering the expected quality of objective of this webinar beyond boundaries that is made possible because webinar and COVID only has made it. Then this gains coming to apart from webinar, rapid diagnostics, refined biotechnologies definitely focus on vaccination health. Shortest time taken for preparation of vaccines definitely has made it possible, though it is, we need to begin with the pandemic COVID, but tomorrow we are going to take advantage from human medicines to veterinary medicines also for preparation of vaccination program. It's not going to take much time, as we have been in the literature teaching to the students. Vaccination is a long process, no more. Global networking with the work from home approach also added value and giving comfort level to different people earlier, which was not taught. Artificial intelligence. Our Ayyappan sir has shown many slides making it emphasizing the significance of artificial intelligence in the coming to ultimately a relook at everything on local to global scale is going to give advantages not only for the food sector in particular in general, but particularly aquaculture, where we may go for aquaculture activities without soil also. We may go with water only. The ships are made to use it for China. Recently, we have seen Varman, big ship is created to produce fish, and also recently during COVID time in Kerala, when the swimming pool was converted to produce shrimp venami to stopgap arrangement. That is how the things are going to be out of mind, the conventional system to unconventional or open mind. COVID has made it possible. Next slide, Suram. Next slide, Suram. Then next, freshness, just aquaculture, we have seen. Next slide, please. Suram, next slide, please. Suram, next slide. Negative dollar crop, yes, definitely. That is why it is going to replace. Definitely, these activities are made popular instead of fish. Why can't we try the shrimp? That is the minds of the farmers, but all the shrimp may not be good for the sustainability of environment and ecology. We should never encourage vanami into deep inland areas because farmers are having a inclination to add salt or saline environment, making it more unfertile. That is why we have to be very careful while encouraging this species in inland areas, unless they are particularly inland saline soils unfit for agriculture. Then only we have to encourage, and here we have to police the activities, we have to monitor the activity, we have to regulate the activities. Then only we can keep the environment safe and sustainable. Next slide, Suraman. Thank you for cooperation, Suraman. Sorry, I'm making you a repeated request to change this slide. Next slide. Yes, definitely. If you look at this slide detailed, all around the environment, you find water. Previous slide, Raman. One second. Previous slide, Raman. Previous. Sorry for the inconvenience. No, previous slide. Go back. Yes, one. Keep here. Thank you. And this you can see fire water all around. Next. Next, no. We are going back. Come forward. 2 slides before. Come below. Come forward. Here, stay here. I wanted this photo. Sivaram, please. Blue trace with the shrimp. See all around water. So not only COVID time, whenever farmers were recovering from the COVID and they are making their efforts to harvest the material, in the months of July, August, these districts, Andhra Pradesh districts, low-lying areas, were heavily inundated by floodwaters and farmers were left with no choice. Already they incurred heavy loss during the COVID time, starting from April, May, June. There was a little gap, but July, August, there was unusual rains and floods, and it was added much pains to the farmers' misery. And very many farmers have lost their crop, and this is another additional disadvantage. Are coupled with the pandemic, farmers have lost very heavily, and this pain of 2020 will remain for a longer time in the minds of the farmers. Many ways, farmers experienced miserable, unfavorable environment from nature. Next slide, Suraman. Thanks for cooperation, Suraman. Go ahead. Change the slide. Change the. Yes, this everybody knows. The productive aquaculture needs are growing. Next slide, Suraman. Yes, recently during the COVID time, under the guidance of Kumaran et al. CIFA, people they have conducted online survey and they have concluded that the loss experienced by the farmer and the status of the shrimp farming at different levels. By the time April 1st has come, that was the time for the preparation of the pond stocking, because always there are 2 crops in India followed by majority of the farmers. Summer crop initiated during the stockings go on February, March, farmers will stock very heavily, and next one is July, August, the second crop, rainy season crop. So, but 100% of the stockings will be during the summer crop, that is February, March. So by the time March has come, people started worried about pandemic, and there was no scope of, they were not aware of lockdown. But by the time majority of the farmers were about to stock, they pumped the material, they pumped the ponds, and they were about to get delivery of the seed. That time, end of March, there was complete lockdown, and the hatchery people also paid the price. Nearly 10 billion seed was drained out by the hatchery people because there was no takers, and the farmers were also in a different mode. So those people who have not stocked the ponds, they have discontinued stocking operation for another 1 or 2 months. But those people who have started already with 1 month old 30-day OC by the end of March or by 1st April, if the farmers have stocked already and they are 30 days old, they were left with the choice, and their feed was a major constraint, and there was no transportation. And more than these 30 DOC people, at least they could feed DOB or some other raw material. But people who are having 60 DOC or more than 60 DOC ponds, they were left with inconvenience, not only for non-availability of feed, but also for the transportation. People were demanding very high price, and added to that, whenever truck is coming out of the feed factory with great permission, sometimes police department, though they favored, they encouraged but inadvertently one or two people tried their best to stop the vehicle and to demand some money, something. But somehow it went on well, and ultimately there was not much inconvenience, but people slept sleepless nights. That is how the study says that 40% was the loss incurred by the different stakeholders in the shrimp industry during this lockdown. Next slide, Suram. This is a minimum support price paid by them, and this is how they have extrapolated with their NPOT, that is a sample number 433 from majority of 33% of the sampling representative was from Andhra Pradesh. So seed ranked, and also processing plants ranked very #1 in incurring losses because they were dealing with high number of people, human labor, manual labor. So when people asked to vacate all the processing plants, it was difficult for the processors to either to think of opening the processing plants. Where from they get people, because it is crowding is not encouraged one-to-one. So that was how processing plants were the worst affected. Luckily, they tried their best to incur a minimum loss, and then followed by transportation, and followed by that diagnostic labs. There was no scope for the diagnostic labs to be available for the service of the farmers. But apart from that, apart from processing plants, seed, though it showed here as ranking 7, non-availability of seed was a major problem, but also hatchery people, because they also faced the same problem of non-availability of skilled labor, because they were supposed to shut down the operations. So seed people, there was no takers for the seed, so they also incurred heavy loss. All these things culminated in around 40% approximately of the loss, and we are expecting this year 2021 may experience 40% to the tune of exports may come down, but let us see how the things will be there, because this was out of no experience. We are not familiar with the system. We shocked to experience lockdown, but we are projecting this study projects 40%. But in reality, how it was, we have to wait and see for the exports, real exports to take effect. Next slide. So, next slide, sir. Then yes, this 40% I have shown it here. Then next slide, sir. I already explained this slide. Next. Yes, that's what the shrimp farming activity. Though this shrimp vanami can withstand the salinities from 0 to 30, 35, but the seawater, sea salt, and fresh water, because there is a gulf of difference in the quantity of salts as per the salinity. But our farmers are trying to add salt to fresh water, which they cannot bring to naturality. That's my. That is why in the previous slides also I tried to caution that inland salines or inland waters cannot be given blank permissions for vanami culture unless farmers they are not supposed to interfere with the water system by adding salts as per their wishes or as per the advice of the technical people. Let us save the fresh water as to the extent possible. Let us conserve water. It should be given. Portability is the first priority, where portability is a major issue. There also, if you want to culture shrimp, it is not logical, meaningful, and it will definitely face the wrath of the environmentalist, like Eluru issue, where the people are suspecting organochlorides as an issue from the aquaculture activity. So in the days to come, if one or two issues clear up, they will add together and it will reflect badly on the aquaculture activity. So we have to be sensible and we have to be responsible in our activities. So that way, this is a slide where freshwater is worthwhile. We should not interfere with the addition of any salts or chlorides or these things to the next slide. That's my intention to show this slide here. Let us keep the beauty of freshwater as it is without interventions to aquaculture needs in inland areas. Next slide, Dr. Suravan. And everybody was mentioning about the breed. Breed is the need definitely beyond doubt, whether it is agriculture or any productivity. It is the shrimp which we could not do on par with vanami. Next slide, Dr. Suravan. And next 3-4 slides we will go a little faster because there is not much explanation for Yes, you can go to next slide, breed value. Next slide. Yes, breed value for milk purpose. Next slide, Dr. Shivaraman. These are all only self-explanatory. Yes. Earlier in 1990, excise. Next. This was the basic difference where country cow is like tiger and Jersey cow is like Vanami. That's how we are now replacing. Next. Then the permission, Dr. Ayyappan needs a special mention here. During 2009, he was instrumental in acting as a bridge between the farming community, the farmers representatives all across the country, particularly in Andhra Pradesh, from Nellore to Andhra Pradesh Shrimp Farmers Association, led by great people like Radha Krishna Reddy Garu, Ramchandra Raju Garu, M.S. Nagareddy Garu, and other IPR Mohan Raju Garu, and so many others. I may not be failing to mention, but those people represented to the Director General Ayyappan Garu, and in turn, they also approached directly the Minister Sharad Pawar Garu. These people were able to convince Government of India. Ultimately, we got permission 2009. 2009 onwards, since 2009, the creation of aquaculture is a different phase with Vanami. It has revolutionized not only production, importation, quarantine, biosecurity aspects, and also processing, value addition, and the health management aspects, laboratories, and people's understanding at microbiotics and the zero water bioflux system. Without Vanami, we would not have got impressed so much by the bioflux system advantages, and also zero water, the shrimp toilets, not to mention so many issues. So many issues are cropping up, and some of the diseases, fortunately, did not touch the soil of India. That is, but to mention EMS, early mortality syndrome, it was there reported a stray incidence of 1 or 2, but not much effect. Next slide, Dr. Shivaraman. Yes, this is a beautiful animal, though we can see the tiger also in the same biology follow, but it is mostly representing close to Vanami. Next slide. That's the one. Yes, next slide. Next slide. Let us go fast because time may be a constraint already, half an hour delayed by. Yes, go ahead. The breed value we mentioned, and see technical. Yes, 1 second. If you give me permission, Dr. Shivaraman, I would like to. Yes, seed, we are producing the seed, but the technical people, when we have previous slides, Dr. Shivaraman. Okay. One more slide, one more jump. Stop. Seed, one more jump back. Yeah, thank you so much. And when we are producing seed and the billions of seed in shrimp hatcheries, on one side we are declaring that registered shrimp hatcheries with Coastal Aquaculture Authority are 300 only. But unofficially, Society for Aquaculture Professional SAP-like organizations, they are mentioning in their presentations approximately around 550 to 600 hatcheries in total in India. So there is a 100% difference between registered and out of registration areas, and around 50 nuclear multiplication centers are there. So there, where from these technical people are becoming available to these institutions? Are they really trained? Are they really aware of algal quality, algal nutritional significance, biology, shrimp biology, and whether broodstock has to be ablated or non-ablated, whether really non-ablation is practicable in India? If it is so, whether there are any advantages of non-ablated shrimp broodstock? All these things are not given proper orientation to the technical people who are helping the shrimp hatcheries. There is a felt gap. Still, if you touch upon the technical people working in hatcheries, they are blindly arguing for, we don't know shrimp hatchery without use of antibiotics. No doubt, some hatcheries are doing wonders by minimizing or avoiding antibiotics. But our training program needs a revolutionary change in improving the skills of these. Already these are skilled people, but we have to make their attitude change in their attitudinal change in their attitude. This will revolutionize, and we have to learn lessons from Nicaragua, Ecuador, and definitely we will be benefited in the management of broodstock and also shrimp quality, and ultimately our farmer will enjoy the benefits of this quality. Thank you, Shivaraman, for making me this slide. I will go back. Let us move forward in our direction. Yes, in a nutshell, from shrimp seed quality to pond management to nutrition, all these 4 areas are going to make Indian shrimp industry #1. Already we are known in the world of shrimp market, particularly in processing market. We can produce the shrimp, we can process the shrimp at cheapest price or lower price than other competitors. This is one advantage. How long it will be available to India? We have to reap the benefits of this cheaper production technologies either at hatchery level or farming level, because our farmers are entrepreneur farmers, our laborers, they can gain the knowledge at a faster rate. Our farmers are the best trainers of their workers. So let us give support to the farming community. Automatically, it will move backward to the hatchery, it will move forward to the processing plant. All the advantages are shared by these four people, partners, beautiful partners. Ultimately, India will gain a lot under PMMSY. That's my personal feeling. It's not my institution feeling. It's my personal feeling. If there is anything wrong, please explain. Next slide, Dr. Shivaraman. Yes, this is, although significant progress has been made in identification, diagnosis, treatment, there are issues of resistant issues as we are experiencing in the developed countries, the sea louse infestation, how it is remained a significant barrier to expansion. Dr. Ramchandra Rajgar already mentioned there was a pointing out, he pointed out that Argillus is ruling the freshwater fish culture, particularly Indian major crop. We have to focus more. In other aquaculture sectors, infectious microbial diseases continue to impose major yield limiting effects. That's what I have been in my previous slide. I tried to impress upon yield limiting effects on production. We have to concentrate on yield limiting effects. We can mention, we can enlist not more than 10 points or 6 points. If we focus together on those 6 points, definitely India can rule another 20 years on the competitiveness and the international market. Definitely this COVID has given us challenges. Without challenge, we cannot prosper. So during the time of COVID, definitely we have seen, experienced some of these challenges, and one of these yield limiting effects, how to identify these yield limiting effects at our own local level or national level, that is more important, and that is why my feeling. Impact of this is extending 6 billion per annum all over the world. So in specific sectors such as shrimp, disease losses may exceed quarter. Already it is notified, is familiar. Such concern come from disease as the major constricting factors for expansion of the aquaculture industry to 2050. Our target is 2050. If we continue our strive, our team spirit, both technical and field level functionaries, as a holistic manner, as one health, like aquaculture, FAO says one health. In a one health spirit, if we continue our struggle now, we start, definitely by 2050, definitely India will remain #1. And as a feather in the cap, Japan has lifted its importation restrictions on Indian originated tiger shrimp, because it doesn't want to test the commodity coming from India, particularly tiger shrimp, for its residue aspects. That is one sign. Already Europe is giving us some limitation, but still America is encouraging Indian commodity over Ecuador. So these are some of the issues. By 2050, we can make ourselves stronger with good beginning from post-COVID era. That is my personal observation. Next slide, Dr. Shivaram. Hope time, I am requesting permission from the organizers. Definitely nowadays, not only pandemic COVID, any issue related to aquaculture also is no more a health threat for a particular region. It is going to be a global threat on the quality of the threat. So a health threat anywhere is a health threat everywhere, not only for humans, but also the food sector, whether it is crop or animal sector, what we are doing now. Next slide, Dr. Surab. Yes, risk, economic impact, definitely risk. That's what I am in the previous two slides, I wanted to emphasize. If we can enlist limiting factors, what are the limiting factors of Indian shrimp industry? Definitely live broodstock and PLs. How long we will depend on importation of broodstock? We have to be self-sufficient on broodstock. Live fish, fresh feed, definitely we have to make basically risk-free live feeds. Frozen commodity shrimp, we have to export risk-free frozen commodity shrimp. Then only we can withstand the competition by 2050 in international market. Next slide, Dr. Shivaram. Yes, next slide. This everybody knows the areas of white spot virus and EHP. Definitely, same animal looks normal, but farmers are under the gullible impression. Farmers are easily becoming gullible by this appearance of the animals, as if there is nothing. animals are not growing properly because of improper feeding or underfeeding. That is why whenever farmers in the early days, particularly 2016 and 17, farmers use more feed whenever they are seeing this size variation. Unfortunately, that size variation is biological limitation of EHP induced by EHP. So ignorant of this limitation by parasite, farmers were giving excess feed. FCRs went up to 3 or 4. There farmers very heavily lost money because of high FCR. Now it is realized as EHP. Farmers are today made realize size variation is there. They are taking the animals for testing to see whether there is EHP. Next slide, Dr. Shivaram. This industry, how much since 2009, Indian scenario escalated to a great height. This slide probably applicable to 2014-15 only. Another 100% growth was there since 2013-14 because 2009 to 2013-14 was supposed to be golden period, golden era in shrimp industry, particularly revolutionary made by Benami. That is scaled up. 2010 to 2013, if you see any area, shrimp seed production, shrimp feed production, or processing, all these things scaled up very greatly because of the encouragement received from the animal, beautiful animal, that is Benami. We have to take advantage. India is blessed to take advantage of that, followed by next animal, tilapia. Tilapia we have not touched so far, but unfortunately tilapia is lingering, becoming problematic with the tilapia lake virus. So we have to be very cautious. But so far, this animal is gap filler, and we have to plan very nicely. Next slide, Dr. Shivaram. Yes, pumping capacities, culture capacities, and we are not going to depend on this pumping capacity anymore. We are going to have bioflak technology, zero water culture, and closed door technology is going to be the order of the day. By 2050, definitely these scenarios may disappear from our history and they become historical photos only, and no more operation of this much gigantic power pumping systems for culture of even 1 million, 2 million, 10 million shrimp. Definitely what is going to be a precious commodity technology is going to help us. With minimum water, you are going to produce more biomass. Next slide, Dr. Shivaram. Yes, beauty part is still lies with it. There is no fish meal sufficient quantity. What we are going to left with, definitely algal culture, algal powders are going to be one of the options. Then insect powder, insect culture is going to be a crustacean culture. The insect culture is going to be a major area. Not only that, so many bioflok technologies or biotechnologies are going to replace products of biotechnology are going to replace fish meal. Definitely, wonderful replacement is going to come as available within 5 years. We are no more facing worries of availability of fish meal, and the feed is going to be a wonderful area to give answers to some of the felt problems of environment, effluent environment from aquaculture. Next slide, Dr. Shivaram. Yes, Dr. Shivaram, next slide. Auto feeders are going to this much, and manual, we are not going to use manual application of feeds in future. Auto feeders, minimum feeding. Yes. Check tray is going to be the beautiful indication for how much we are going to produce, and the chronology of diseases. Definitely, let us not worry about the history, and history is not going to be the same in future. Biotechnology is going to help us well protection, and we are going to do wonders with vaccination faster. As enough of vaccination, diagnostics, identification, you name it, we are going to get it from computer or computer-aided programs, or artificial intelligence is going to play a role. Pond is going to be a nice ICU, in intensive care unit, like for health, not for disease. So we are going to produce, and no more this chronicle, and all these logistics will help the food sector. We are going to provide, aquaculture is going to provide a meaningful partnership for national global food security. That's my feel. Next slide, Dr. Ram. I think two more. As beauty of this this artificial intelligence, India may experience within 2-3 years. If India is going to experience this sort of production system, once it is into place, definitely small farmers also as association, they can play a major role. Individually, they may be failing for investment, but as a society, with the support from NFDB or NABARD or PMMSY, definitely small farmers also will become major partners, like fishermen societies in Kolleru, how they became partners in the growth of fish culture. Definitely shrimp farmers are also going to be a valuable partners in this type of latest technology, updated tech. Next slide. Next slide. Yes, biofuel. Next slide. I think coming to end 1 or 2 slides. This aquaponics that Ayyappan sir mentioned, definitely this is going to be another validation of integration of systems management. Definitely aquaculture is going to be one of the valuable partners in the sustainable, ecological friendly production systems. That's my feeling. No more comments, no more criticism, and in the future. That's next slide. One more slide, I believe. Thank you, Dr. Shivaraman. You have made me possible. You have made my presentation sensible. If I am right, if everybody feels right. Thank you, Dr. Shivaraman. Thank you, Dr. Girigaru. Namaste. Very nice opportunity given to me. Namaste, sir. If I am delayed in my presentation, sorry.
Thank you, Haribabu Garu. Our DDG sir last meeting has announced that such webinars should include about the PMMSY scheme. So now our colleague Dr. Ramesh Rathod will present few slides about COVID PMMSY. Ramathav.
Very good afternoon to all, sir. This particular presentation, sir, is supposed to be present by the state government. So all of a sudden they have a regional committee meeting, so they could not participate this event. So on behalf of that, just I am giving presenting the outline of this particular program. So, sir, since morning we are discussing about the COVID-19 pandemic, the losses incurred for with the freshwater aquaculture, either mariculture, the production level gone up. So everything that of the farmers facing the different kind of problems. So from starting from fish seed to transportation, then the production and the marketing. So to overcome this, who are the depressed to motivate the farmers, the government of India has been initiated the program that is Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana to boost the Indian economy and to encourage the entrepreneurship development from the for the farmers point of view. So the main objectives of this particular program is to increase the fishery potential, to utilize the potential in the sustainable, responsible, and the equitable manner. We want to increase our production and the productivity, and we want to utilize all the resources throughout the country and diversified production system you want to make, and strengthening the value chain post harvest management and improve the quality of the products. And as well as the other objective is the doubling the fish farmers income and generate the employment throughout the country, and enhancing the contribution of agriculture to export oriented items. And also the main particular objective of this program is we want to social and physical and economic security. We have to give the farmers and the management and the regulate the framework of the industry. So these are the budget allocated towards this scheme. 20,050 crore rupees has been allotted for 5 years program. Out of that, the central sponsor schemes also the share will be like central share, state share, and the private beneficiaries also they have to contribute for the to get such benefits from the PMMSY. And especially they concentrated mainly fish production and productivity and the quality of the product and the technology management, post-harvest infrastructure management, modernization of strengthening of the value chain systems, and the traceability of the product, and at last establishing the robust fishery management framework and the fisherman welfare. So this is an like umbrella scheme. Both the central scheme will be there, then the central sponsor scheme will be also there. So there are different categories as per the farmer's choice and the need of the farmers. They are subsidized the system. And the beneficiaries, like there are several beneficiaries from including the bottom level fishermen to fish farmers, fisher workers or self-help groups. There are many cooperative societies, entrepreneurs, and private farms also. Like the women category also they have included in the scheme. SC, ST, the backward people or the BPL people also they can benefited through this scheme, and there are several government entities also. So fish production with enhanced the productivity, they are allocated investment at 2,222 crores, and particularly with this budget they have categorized that the demarcated like nuclear breeding centers also they can open, brood banks, hatcheries, and several nurseries also, quarantine facilities, and traceability standardization. We want to improve the certification and accreditation, genetic improvements, aquapox, and import of jump blossom. So these are all the categories they can be invested through this fund. And they want to promote the species diversification also. Apart from the specific species we have, apart from that other to communicate in the interior areas. So we want to diversify the species like pangasius, tilapia, several species like minor carps, catfishes, marl, culture, and other new species also be introduced within this scheme. So another program, it is a mission fingerling program. This is a cluster development program. So they are going to introduce in the carp culture, tilapia and pangas, and they want to define into different clusters within respective states. And apart from the culture point of view, ornamental fisheries also the government has taken initiative to develop. So total 576 crores they are allocated for this program. They want to develop with the sense they want to develop the domestic market first, and the international standard we want to improve with collaboration with the MPDA, and we want to improve 5% global market by 2024. This is the aim was taken up. And coming to the other aspect, the technology infusion. So it was to improve the different kind of production system, advanced production system. So they have allocated 1236 crore rupees, and employment they targeted is 2 lakhs. So they want to improve like recent advanced the recirculator aquaculture system, RAS, bioflak, aquaphonic, and high density pond aquaculture, and IMTA and pen culture. And as well as integrated aqua park also government has initiated to taken up. So specific theme like the region in India, they have identified some of the region for the ornamental park or northeastern park, tilapia park, pangasius, multi-purpose park. So these are all the schemes have been developed from the state government and the central governments. So these are the in a brief, just I concluded. Thank you very much.
Now the sir, good afternoon. Now the deliberations are reaching to end. Now we suddenly remembered one thing, sir. We should be grateful to Ayyappan sir on the day, because this is Silver Jubilee webinar for RRC Vijayawada, sir. Because Ayyappan sir opened on 5th December 1995, and today it is 15th December 2020. So by sitting just like that, I remembered. That, it is very apt that he has opened this center in 1995, and now in 25 years, after 25 years, he is again conducting the webinar. Thank you, sir. I hope that we have stood up to your
congratulations to you, everybody there, Dr. Jaina, Dr. Sai, yes, everybody, and Dr. Giri, to all of you, hearty congratulations.
In those days, when congratulations. We don't know how to treat a director also. He was riding on my old scooter as a pillion rider and coming to this. So that center now we have reached up to.
Yeah, not only me, Dr. Randir
Saab also there, sir. So it is very coincidental. Dr. Saroj Swain during his tenure, we are celebrating 25 years of completion, sir. And now DDG sir also. I think we have stood up to expectations of the institute organization Vijayawada Center. Now I request director to present his remarks on the webinar.
Maybe can we ask if anybody want to ask anything? Audience also. Audience also.
Yes. Now, since most of the time we have from audience, చెప్పండి.
If not there, you can conclude, Dr. Saroj.
No, Pans are the most beloved person of CIFA. And after that, we listen to all the speakers. Dr. Jena, he spoke also very nicely, and Dr. Gopal Krishnan, Dr. Sri MBS Nagireddy, Sri Ramchandra Raju Garu, Professor Hari Babu, and last Ramesh, Dr. Ramesh Rathod. Sir, it is really a great pleasure for all of us to have this type of webinar. And I have nothing to say here for concluding remark, but this webinar is very, very helpful for everyone. And I can say, sir, the participants are, I'm just seeing the chat boxes and all, they were all praising. Sir, after a long time we are listening Ayyappan sir and his presentations, and followed by our Dr. Jena and all are, writing in a word that we are very happy to be part of this webinar. So this is a kind of remarks we got it from the general public who are in the in the webinar. And sir, I have nothing to say. I'm really thankful to all of you to be here in this platform. And during COVID pandemic, sir, we have done, sir, we have tried some of our work here in CIFA. We have made a WhatsApp number. We have made a email ID where the farmers were being connected with us. Then also we did COVID series, and which was published in our website and other places. And lot of things we have during this COVID pandemic we have done, and maybe this virtual platform made us more closer to all the fisher folk and to all the stalwarts of India. And so we could organize so many webinars during this pandemic. And sir, you'll be happy to know, for Government of India, we have tried our best to give our strategic document after your document, so we could make some document, and they are under the they are observing all this. And also we have made a action plan for ornamental fisheries. Of course, it is not yet finalized again. So some of the activities we have done during this COVID pandemic, and this is all because of all our staff, all our CIFA scientists and RRC officials, they were all together. So during this COVID pandemic, we were all together, and we have tried to do something good for the institute. And you'll be happy to know, sir, many things have been happened during this period. And I need not to say much about this, but I'm really thankful, sir, for your kind presence, and to all of the speakers, and our Dr. Jena, Dr. Gopal Krishnan, they came here and they could speak. And hats up to our Dr. Giri, who is our considered as Guruji, and kind presence. Thank you so much.
So this itself has become a vote of thanks by director, sir.
No.
Also thanks Shivaraman for making elaborate arrangements for this, sir. But we are really happy, sir, suddenly for remembering that this is 25 years we have completed, and for Silver Jubilee webinar you are here, sir.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Dr. We thank Dr. DDG, Dr. J.K. Jena, Director CMFRI, Dr. Gopal Krishnan, Professor Hari Babu, Nagireddy, all it's just like a family meeting. It's like the webinar was looking like a family meeting for us, for me, at least for me. So thank you, sir, for
Definitely. Thanks for making us part.
Congratulations, Dr. Giri, Dr. Swami, and most respected sir. I will convey our gratitude to you for your presence and everyone.
Ayappan sir from the college side, Muttur Fisheries college side, we are expressing.
It was
Sir,
coming
may I
back
request
to the
we give
family
standing
and
ovation to
learning
Ayappan sir.
experience to
I
Dr.
request
Jena,
all of
Dr.
us,
Swami, Dr.
No,
Gopal.
if we stand, we will not be seen.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Jena, thank you very much. Dr. Swami,
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Dr.
so much.
Gopal, Dr. Haribabu, Nagireddy, our Ramchandra Raju, and Dr. Giri, and the entire team in RRC, and to CIFA Bhubaneswar, Director Dr. Swami, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
It's not a webinar, sir. It's an emotion hour.
Emotional, okay. Thank you.
Filled with emotions and affection, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Sivaraman, thank you. Thank you very much, Sivaraman, Dr. Sivaraman. Now we may close. And whoever have participated, registered, attended, listened, and those who have put then text messages also for all our scientists who have attended this webinar. With and thousands and thousand thanks from RRC Vijayawada.
Thank you so much.
Thanks from CIFA Bhubaneswar, everyone. Thank you so
and
much.
Sir, this webinar almost it just happened like a magic and miracle, sir. One day our director of morning itself telephoned, can we do one thing? Then I told sir, we will be better than Ayappan, sir. I will try to convince him, and then we'll come back. So then what we did, sir, I know everyone knows how Ayappan sir says, please. And yes, when he says 3 please means I have to say 300 pleases. Then only he accepted. So then I utilized the situation, taking Ayappan sir's consent. So then I told everyone, then anyone cannot say no, sir. When you are here in the webinar, anyone cannot say. That's why we could make this platform here.
Thanks to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
We can close the sir. Sivaraman sir.
You can close.
Thank you.
Thank you
very much, sir. అందరికి బై చెప్పాను మనం శివరామన్ గారు ఏమని చెప్తాడా